and don't mess with our destination on that deal.
Sounds good.
The Raider way, or the Raider tenets of commitment to excellence, just win, baby. Once a Raider, always a Raider.
To the back, and he's caught! There for the touchdown! Zach Wilson throws in traffic. It's picked off by Robert Spillane. Spillane taking off. He's down. He's in a little bit of trouble, but Adams gets him out of it. He got free in the secondary to the 23-yard. Looking downfield for Devontae Adams. He's got it. Touchdown Raiders. Oh, a dice roll in Vegas for 6. The Raiders at the 40-yard line, and O'Connell wants to take a deep shot. And he's got Trey Tucker out there. Tucker diving, and he makes the catch inside the 10.
Daughters play too, and then 'cause they don't have any real girls that play.
Stay with me on this one. Just stay with me on this one. Stay with me on this one.
This is the president of the Raider Nation. And I approve this message.
Now, if you from Oakland, if you from Los Angeles, or if you from Las Vegas, Nevada, and you love the Raiders, make some noise.
Every day I stay the same, looking like I'm going to a Raider game. No, I'm not the only one. We've been doing it like this since we was hella young.
Hella young.
Need a Raider patch. You know where I'm from, 'cause I stay in black. All black. I'm just trying to state the facts. I never wear another color. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying I bleed silver. If you cut me, I don't need no painkiller. It's all silver and black. We could win or lose. We won 3 Super Bowls. We done paid our dues. And if they catch you trying to sneak in the back door, you mess around and get trapped in the black hole. It's Raider Nation. Yeah, we moved to Vegas, y'all. But you know this song ain't about football. You know where we from.
All we wear is Raider colors. No, we in the Raider colors. All we wear is Raider colors.
Raider Nation, stand up.
Oh, there's a bunch of people in front of me.
Salute Raider Nation. Appreciate you all showing up here tonight, man. Salute to the mods in the chat. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody here on the panel. Salute to Rebel. Salute to Ozzy. Salute to Seth. My 2 cents, man. Billy. Really do appreciate all you guys stopping by here tonight, man. Really do appreciate it. We're going to have a lot of topics to talk on. A lot of things to talk on. We'll be going over a lot of deals here tonight, just so you guys know. We can go over a few of them. Basically, Aidan pulling away from Gardner, Bennett versus Richardson, Mayer, and Bowers production this year. AP speaks highly on Dylan as a gritty third down back. Tommy looks like 10-year vet already. DJ Devonshire making big plays. Trey believes Jack will be one of the best corners in the game. Munford, this is my job. Sleeper wide receiver, Tully Griffin to make the roster. Special teams player. Sporting news, fake news, man. Frickin' so pretty much, like I say, got a bunch of news to go over. We'll probably start out, like I said, most likely right here where it's Aidan pulling away from Gardner. A lot of if you guys want, before we get started, if you want to give a shout out before we get going, more than welcome to give a shout out.
Yeah, shout out to everyone that joins the live, and shout out to anyone who watches the the replay of the video later on, and shout out to Rebel for coming on the show.
Yep, shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for pulling up. Shout out to both of y'all for having me on.
Oh, heck, man, I appreciate it. You've been on all the time, so part of it already, so it don't matter, man. I mean, I've always said everybody that comes out here is always welcome back as much and as many times as they want. This is always an open deal as long as we're all talking football and all on the same page. That's what helps us grow. And that was something I was going to talk about. The content that we have been having over the last few weeks has been really good content. It's been coming back to the channel, to the Discords, to the Instagram, everything like that. So I really do appreciate the content and the, agreeing to disagree to move on conversation. So it keeps the show going. Our lives are getting bigger and bigger. Our views when we're done are getting bigger and bigger. So, I mean, like I said, the show is doing what it was meant to do. So really do appreciate it. And like I said, for most of the topics that we're going to use, we'll have, a form of a source of, Raider news source for most of them. Some of these are going to be our opinion. So it's just how it's going to work and how it's going to go. We're going to watch some highlights of players, things like that, so we can contrast what they were doing at one point, and then we'll speak on it, stuff that gives us actual physical conversation on things that are going down. And again, Aidan versus Gardner has been a big conversation in camp, and it's been ongoing. There's been a lot of fake reporting, to my knowledge of reports inside there. I've literally been calling people out on it. Just one after one keeps going and going. The one thing that I do know is that when people do report on it and report how it's supposed to be, listen, everybody makes mistakes, dude. They sit there and act like Aidan and Gardner. I've made posts on this before they ever even went to any OTA camp or any camp, that if you believe that Aidan and Gardner are going to go into this camp and not throw interceptions against this defense, you're just crazy as hell. It's one of the best defenses in the league. You're expected to throw interceptions and so on. It's just that you don't want to be going out there throwing interceptions every deal. You don't want to get down in the red zone drill and throw interceptions in the places that matter. Sometimes pressure that comes out without pads and not being able to jam a dude on there is going to force interceptions regardless. So, like I said, the context of how they're doing it or what's doing it is sometimes just misconcepted, I think. When you got as good a defense as we have, if our defense wasn't picking off Gardner and Aidan, I wouldn't think they were a good defense. Like, I'll just be dead ass honest with you. I'd think like, hey, if you can't pick these dudes off, we probably got bigger problems.
Especially with two of our starters not in the lineup.
Yep, facts. And the one thing, and the one thing people have to always,
Especially you call middle blindside tackle.
Yep, and you have to always remember that when a team practices against a team every day, all day, they're going to know their tendencies after a while. It doesn't matter about the play calling or not. It basically comes down, I know you play your play, my play. We're just going to be better than you. That's what it comes down to. See, it's not like an NFL team where they see you once every 4 years or once a year for a few times. So they have some type of concept in there, but this is a defense that sees that offense every single time they step on the field in practice. So I'm pretty sure they're going to learn their tendencies after a while. Nice. That's why I always say if players are out there actually balling out, like certain players that we'll talk about later on, then it obviously means like they're doing pretty dang good, So those are the things how I look at it when we're looking at that kind of stuff. So long story short, man, salute the menace.
Salute,
Really
man.
do appreciate you, bro. The one thing that we will do is like we're gonna go over to Hondo's deal. We're gonna listen to basically what he was talking on Gardner and Aidan. It's some good, some bad on both of them. That's just both how it goes. Like I've always said, I'm open to the honest truth. That's how I've always been. I've always said, dude, like if the people that were used on here get permission that we can use them, they said that we can watch their videos and use their videos. So like I've said, if people don't know Hondo, man, go over there, follow him. I think the guy's a good guy, but there's a lot of articles where he's off to, like a lot of other people. I get it in his business, dude. You have to put out articles to make money. But the one thing I do like about him is that he's like I am, dude. Like last year, he was pegged on Aidan the whole time, so it wasn't something that he just changed over when it got over to this year. He's been like him with him the same way as I've been seeing him the same way, dude. And he's been saying some of the same shit. So, like I've always said, it's not that I don't agree or disagree with everybody. It's just like I say, look, if people call me on my shit, call me on my shit, and then we can debate it and go from there. The problem is when I call them on their shit, none of them want to debate it and they don't want to go from there because they know that it's bullshit when I especially send them articles on conversations. But again, it's just what people make. I don't make enough money off this shit or any money, so I wouldn't know what article to write to start that kind of conversation anyway. So I'm not here for those reasons. And even like I've said, even when we get to a point that we can get super chats and shit like that, if we even did accept super chats, it would be 100% refunded back to the people in giveaways, tickets, jerseys, things of those factors. I don't need nobody's money, man. I work hard enough for my own money. So I've always said, like, I think my purpose is more just for giving back to the community and helping the community. That's the way I've always seen it. So
you're keeping the nation informed, man. That's all you can do. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah,
exactly. Facts, bro.
You know, if we get big enough where
everybody as
money
much
was
info as possible,
substantial, then it would be different, you know. But to sit here and do like what I love doing, talking Raiders, I don't need to be paid for it, man. I get paid to just see them and get to talk about them. Like that's how I feel. Like that's why I'm a big advocate of them, big time.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I would love to be a reporter and get paid to do this shit. Like,
hell yeah. Hey, don't get me wrong. When I get to Hondo's age,
you're gonna pay me to talk Raiders all day. Shit, I'm sign me up. Where do I sign my name?
That's facts. Hey, when I'm Hondo's age, bro, I go work for Sports Illustrated, dude. To make
I'm only
money.
a couple years younger than him, man. So let me take over, Hondo.
He's only a 5-year Raider vet, anyways, dude. 5-6 years right now. So hey, that's facts.
I've been doing this shit way longer than Hondo, bro.
All right, so let's go over here. We're gonna listen to him, and then we can talk about it, and then get moving on to some of the other conversations. Right here. Like I said, if anybody hasn't followed this guy or belonged to his channel, make sure to go give him a follow, man. I think his thing's called Las Vegas Raiders Training, or no, his is actually called Las Vegas Raiders Insider with Hondo Carpenter. Big ol' ass long name is his actual page for his page on there.
What is up, Raider Nation? It is so great to be with you tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Did it swap it? No. All right. So come up here. Things like 928, where he talks about quarterbacks.
Was it a guy with white hair?
Does he look like he's choking himself?
He always does that and puts his fingers over his lips all the time, dude. Like he does it all the time. You know, the guy's a good guy, man. Like person, like he's a really big time family guy, dude. Like he always gives shout out to his kid
Hondo,
the
dude.
show.
Hondo's great.
Yeah, he's got good deals. Like I've always said, I mean, family, man, you can love your family and hate your family. There's nothing wrong with it. And I've always said, for the most part, the guy puts out pretty deal. And if you debate this guy, he will come back with the like. He always tries to be humble, man. Like. I mean, Ozzy, I think, even got into it with this guy at one point over something of I think one of his articles that got deleted or something. I think that's what it was. But he always tries to justify, like, he's not a dude. Like, I've talked to him in numerous
he's not a bad person. I think it was just maybe one of his people that did not him.
That's what he was saying, that he thinks that one of because I talked to him about that too at one point, and he says, like, hey, I'm not the only one that runs the deal. Somebody could have deleted it from the other deal, like, and stuff like that. He's always said, like, hey, I want to hear everybody's debates and everybody's deals. You know, the only things he doesn't like is hate towards family. Like, he'll return it into the cops, shit like that. Like, he don't play like that. But Outside
Yeah,
of it,
that's
he's here
fair
for the
enough.
same, just to talk football. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie, when he first came on the deal, like I said, he's only been for the Raiders for a few years. I mean, I have different feelings with him, but again, there's times where he has really good information that is happening. Look, I got people that are right there in that same damn place, dude, giving me information all the time, dude. And I always try, like, what I do, and everybody knows this, man. I say I'm as fair and as even as anything. I just go to articles, I read them and see who's on the same page. And if people aren't, I don't buy into their shit. Like, it's just straight up, because
The one thing with
my
Hondo
friends
is
have a reason. My friends don't have a reason to lie to me, dude. We went to school since we were in second grade together, you know, like they have no reason. And every single time they brought up something, we've damn near hit it out of the park. So they're not telling me bullshit stories. And I've said it with Aidan the whole entire time. People are throwing that shit off. I don't know if it's intentionally. I don't know what the reason is, but there's nothing in Aidan's gameplay from any video that's shown from any person that's been in that camp, any training camp, any training drill. Aidan has been on point the whole fucking time. The whole time. Every time you'll watch Gardner, shit, throw fucking first play to the halfback right down on his toes and out route, fucking right in the dirt, dude. Like, Aidan don't make plays like that, dude. So I've said making interceptions, that's expected on teams like this, dude. So the things is when he made an interception, did he go make 2 touchdowns? Yeah, he made 2 fucking touchdowns. And then not only that, people been lacking this fool and knocking him about fucking rushing, being able to be mobile within the pocket. Well, guess what happened again? Right. He goes in and rushes for 2 fucking rushing touchdowns. Like, I've said it.
And talk shit while he's doing it. This is my touchdown.
Exactly. It got so badass that the defense was like, hell, fuck yeah. Like the
everybody, they said everybody swarmed him. The defense was swarming him. Everybody was happy. There's like, yeah, right. And he audibled into that shit too. Like, changed the damn
and then you got people like Sanja saying that he didn't audible and shit. Like, get the hell out of here. I hate people that don't know fucking play calling.
But we don't know where it was from. Was it from the 1 yard line, 2 yard line, 5 yard line? Like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's facts, but that's not like, it doesn't matter if it's the 1 or the 5. He still made the play and he still made the deal.
But the thing about Hondo is, like, even if he's been with the Raiders.
It was just like Derek with Josh in Seattle. It doesn't matter where the play is called. It's who called it and when he's seen it, man. That's all that matters, man. Derek Carr seen that the linebacker was pushing on the outside, which Josh called a fucking halfback toss to the outside. Derek Carr seen it. He called a fucking halfback dive up the gut with fucking with what's his name throwing the fucking lead block in that bitch, and Josh took the fuck off. I mean, I've always said that's why they call him the quarterback of the fucking offense, dude. They're the ones that are the one, everything runs through them, dude. They are the one that sees predetermined plays. And if you get good players like a halfback that's sitting side by side and sees a play, he can usually call it out and check it down too and be like, hey, and then the quarterback, all right, fucking, then he calls it out, you know, like. So I've always said, like, when you're looking at people like Aidan, this is what I've been saying. Literally since last year, I picked us to pick him. I picked us to draft that guy, and I picked him in that exact round. So I already knew we were getting him. I already knew his play style. I already knew the kind of person he was. I knew what he came from. I knew that he was the 8th guy on the roster, never asked for a change, never asked for go to any other deal, especially with the portal coming about. Never one time did that dude up and leave his team. He's a fighter, bro. And I said that's the reason why I liked Herbert coming from Oregon and schools like that. Why I like people that come from schools that are not named Alabama, fucking Georgia, that never lose in 5, 6, 7 years of their players playing there. Like, that has no continuity with the player that goes to the NFL. Players that go to Purdue and lose and win, they know how to lose to win, man. They know what it takes to fucking lose in order to get back up to start winning again. That's massive in the NFL, dude. If you get in the NFL, you've been a 4-year starter at fucking Georgia, dude. You've never lost a game, and all you do is show up in the NFL. In the first fucking 10 games of your career, you lost every single one of them. Those break players, that gets them out in their fucking head. Mental cases sometimes where they're out of the NFL in a year or two because they're just not used to that.
Right.
You know, that's the thing, and people don't understand that. I've said, when you get a guy like Herbert goes to a school that has to lose to win, they have to fight for their shit, dude. Like, that's what I like about it, dude. Like, you have guys like Purdue, like in Aidan. I've said Aidan has broken the gosh dang Drew Brees record in a completion. He came in a worse situation. So that's all I'm trying to say is, like, how are we not paying attention? Then I said, If people believe this kid can't rush or can't do things, then they're even more blind to the conversation, because I've said he has a faster 40 time than Gardner. He's done exact same types of plays that Gardner's done in the NFL as he's done in college. Like, there's nothing that says it. What said it is the one main key that I've been talking about the whole time was Bo fucking Hart agree. That's not his system. That's not his deal. If Aidan is not taught to go through progression, pull the ball down, and look to fucking run, that's the OC's fucking job.
He was told to stand in the
OC
pocket. Like, that's what Josh McDaniels didn't let him out of the pocket. He's like, stand in the pocket, take your lumps, don't run no matter what. And then when Bo Hart took over, he was like, man, don't stand in the pocket. If you have to, get out of the pocket, run, do what you got to do. So he started making plays. Like, you got to be in the system. You have to do what you're told to do, especially as a rookie quarterback. Like, you can't just change every play. You got to
AJ, really do appreciate you in the graphics, bro. We were literally talking about that before the show.
You're running power offense, and
really do appreciate it.
It's going to be way different than running this wide zone with 12 personnel than running power schemes where you got to stand in the pocket. So I think I don't really care who it is. I think Aidan,
that video that I put out
Aidan's been leading. I think it's
recently.
Like we said over and over again, it's his job to lose, and until somebody beats him out, it's still his job. But
that's fast.
If somebody beats him out, like Gardner said, he only set the bar that much higher, and that means we got even a better quarterback. So I mean,
he's made it clear the whole time. That's why I don't understand why people ain't listening to even what the players are saying. Gardner's literally said it out of his own mouth that he said, "Hey, if I beat him, man, then we're really doing something here." You know what I mean? Like, you don't really say shit like that when you're in I've said it. If Aaron Rodgers came in here right now, he'd be like fucking Aidan dog shit to him. Like, that's exactly how he
Devontae Adams,
Trey Tucker, like, this is my show, bro. Like, you can hold
and another thing is, if hitting that nail on the head, another thing is, someone like Rodgers came over right now, Adams wouldn't be advocating for AOC the way he is. He'd be straight up.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. That shit would switch in a heartbeat, dude. I mean,
Trey Tucker in his interview, as soon as they asked him about Aidan, he's like, "Oh, Aidan's my guy. Like, we worked out every day. We were working out every morning. Like, Aidan's my guy." You ask, Devontae Adams, Aidan. All he ever talks about the coach talk about Aidan. Like, the GM Tom Telesco went out of his way to talk about Aidan. Like, he wasn't even asked about Aidan. He was asked about quarters in the draft, and he goes out of his way to talk about how we still have Aidan O'Connell.
Same with Luke Gessie.
Max Crosby talked about him. Hobbs has talked about him. Spillane's talked about him. Everybody on this team, even Brian Hoyer, who's off the team and has no reason to talk about him, has talked about how good he was and how surprised how he took over the team and his accuracy. Like, how can all these people be big on this kid, but all the other people are like, no, he sucks. He's not going to be shit. He's going to be a backup his whole life. Like, I don't understand. You got everybody in the locker room loves this kid. Man. They love his determination. And they're all rooting for the kid. As you can see in practice, he ran a touchdown, and the whole team was coming over there. Yeah, what's up? Like, everybody was pumped for the kid. Like, they want him to succeed. I don't know why people don't see that. They believe in this kid, and they have faith in him.
I know the reason they don't see it is because when Josh put the 4 jersey on him, it was an instant fucking target. It was just an instant target. When I hear people come into my chats or things and debate, I'm like, bro, your debate has 0 fucking point. It's a hatred debate to begin with. It's just the fact that if we would have put him in fucking 10, 50, 79, any other fucking number, we had never heard anything. And the thing that I don't understand is that when he moves to the 12 jersey, that has way more meaning behind it than the fucking 4. So I don't know where the hell that all comes from.
Rich Gannon's number, Tom Brady's old number. Like,
I mean, damn, we got Super Bowl winners wearing that number, dude. I mean, come on. We got Hall of Famers wearing the 12 jersey. I mean, that's the whole thing is like, how people judge it, dude. I mean, it's
Rich Gannon.
How the hell it's car hatred.
Rich Gannon, like, man, a lot of people wear that. A lot of people wore that number 12. Like,
that's iconic.
Jacoby Ford's worn it. Frickin', I mean, numerous players have worn the dang jersey.
Shout out to Jacoby Ford. Happy birthday! I believe it's his birthday today.
Is it? Nice, sweet, hell yeah.
Yeah,
but that's why I just say
not that he's watching.
I've always advocated. The thing I've advocated from day one is Gardner was never brought here to be the starter. He was brought here to be able to fight for the starting job. But I've said it, dude. Until you can take the job,
Marcus Mariota,
getting that fucking job. So I don't care. Like I've said, Aidan's second year here will prove to every.
So what's Hondo got to say?
Wrong. Say again.
I said, what's Hondo got to say? He froze on
He's
us.
choking himself. Fucking
He's choking himself.
Can't talk. He's fucking over there. I'm waiting for him to get his hand off his throat so he can get going. Said facts. All you guys talk right about AOC. Doing all right. My wrist doesn't hurt right now, probably because it's not thinking about it, or you're probably not masturbating with it. Straight freaking Raiders.
Use the other hand, bro. Use the other hand.
Dude. Nah, I think that shit. I'm just fucking with him. Knows it. Freaking
pause if necessary.
Yeah, like I said, AJ, appreciate the deal for the 10K on Instagram. Finally hit 10K on Instagram, man. So I told people we'd get there before the beginning of the season, man. People didn't think we were.
Yeah, congrats on that, by the way.
Hey, we
Now
made
we
it.
just get
And that was
10K
even
on
with
here.
my little Trump. That was even with my little burnt Biden toast fucking delay for a minute there. So
if we can just get all those people to follow you on YouTube, you'd be good.
Oh shit, dude! That's what I say. It's a lot harder to get them over here than it is in Instagram. A lot of people like to look
I'll be sending
at,
them. I'll be sending all 10,000 of them.
A lot of people
don't
don't
up
like
every
to
day
sit here and listen to Raiders talk.
I think you should do what Captain Jack does and go live on Instagram at the same time. But I know it's a head fuck though, having to connect.
I do, man. But the problem is the only way you can do it and be successful, especially with like the way I try to do my platform, is you have to have dual computers. Because if I go live on Instagram right now, I cannot switch a page. I can't change nothing. You can't use your archive in here. I can't go over to like links. Whenever you bring up Instagram, you have to have Instagram live, then you have to get a barcode. You scan that barcode and then you press it live, and then you set it, and then you come back over here, you enter your code in there. So then when we go live, it goes live. But if the page on Instagram gets refreshed, gets moved, it instant terminates the page. So it's not even worth it. Like I've done it for numerous times. I think if you're going to do it, it'd be like put up a camera over here, like your phone, something that you're not moving.
Yeah,
and then
just get a monitor and get another monitor and put it up.
Yeah, exactly. It has to be from something you're not working on. It's got to be either a second laptop, a computer, another camera, something that's not touching nothing. And then it's worth it. But TikTok does it, all these other platforms. I think it's just bullshit. Like
it is stupid.
If you have the right content, there's a lot of people that got millions of followers on YouTube and don't even have an Instagram account. So I just think like what happens in my personal opinion, when you start
promote if you don't have Instagram,
you're fucking around with too many things, man. And don't get me wrong, a lot of times platforms, it's the majority of your own followers following you on your other platforms anyway. So you're kind of killing your YouTube when you're doing that, because let's say, for instance, that you start with Instagram, then you travel your Instagram people to your YouTube channel. Then you travel your people from your YouTube channel or your Instagram to your Twitter or to your TikTok. Guess what? The base of those people starting are all the base that were in the original shit to start with. So why spread yourself out on multiple platforms? Because then you're asking all your original, let's say you have 1,000 followers on all your platform. You're asking all of them to pick what platform you want. Why not just put them on one and get all the views from the one? You know, like, to me, I think I'm 86 in Twitter. I think I'm 86 TikTok, dude. I think Instagram and YouTube are the main platforms I can grow, and Facebook. I think all three of them I can grow easy, man. Like,
yeah, my Facebook's been blowing up lately. I'm up to like 4,400 in like 2 weeks.
People on my Facebook, man, so I can easily.
I got my shit so mixed up. I got one thing over here and 15 Facebooks, and I can't figure out how to link them all and get them all to the damn Radio Rebel Unleashed shit. So
if you go on Instagram or like Instagram, you can usually start right there, because Instagram will link your Facebook. So anytime you post Instagram,
anytime you post on Instagram, goes to
everything
Facebook,
like that. So you usually want to start in Instagram and then link them that way. So that's the base core for me.
I have like three Facebook, so it's linking it to the wrong one. I can't. It always wants to take me to the main one instead of the fucking ones I have off of it, but it's dumb.
Yeah, and they want you to fucking deactivate to reactivate that main. I have that problem with my DSR-LIVE account. Every time I post from here or Instagram, it posts to my actual Facebook fucking account when I wanted to post to my other, but they want me to deactivate that one, make the other one my primary, and then it'll post to that shit. And I'm like,
I got like over 4,000 on TikTok, but I'll never even go on there. I don't even know how I got that many, because I don't even post or do shit on there.
Yeah, TikTok's
I was going live when I was with my ex all the time, and I got a bunch of followers.
Yeah, TikTok's a whole different deal. You have to have, I think, 3,500 to even have an active screen. So you can go live, it'll be black, it won't have a screen or nothing, and you can go talk, you do all your shit, but they won't see you. 3,500 over, then you got to copy a code, put it in there, and then it's run the same way Instagram's ran. Fucking click the page, click off it. I don't like shit like that. But you know, you were talking earlier, you have that OBS deal like that. You can put those files on your computer, man, where you can link all of them through that one file of OBS. So then once you link in there, it goes out to every platform all at once. So you're only posting one place.
So I've been watching videos on that shit, and every time it's something's fucking not, it's not linking everything right.
And don't get me wrong, it's just like I'm telling you right now. The reason why is because they want you to have different deals for different ones. I can set them all up on mine, but I tried it for about a few months, and it's just a fucking headache. Because once one goes down, you got to go in there and fix the fucking deal, then re-put it, put it back up, and then it goes for another month, and this one goes down. So you don't want to do that. Like, it's a consistent fight with it, man. And to me, I just like how I do it. Instagram, I think Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube is easily the highest ones I get all day. Easy.
Yeah, that's only 3 I use. I hardly ever post on TikTok unless it's AFL, Aussie Raw stuff, like a video or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real, man. If you're on TikTok, it's more videos anyways. People don't want to repost. They want to see videos on TikTok.
Exactly.
They want to go over there and see. They want to see clips, highlights, frickin'. They want to see like a YouTube hit of all people getting smashed on or shit. They don't give a
people
shit
doing
about
dumb shit on their lives, like doing stupid tricks or talking some stupid crap.
Lex, I can go take our Raider deal right now. Go over on TikTok, post that, dude, and I'll probably get 50K likes on that thing right now. And then I can go take an Aidan post, put it on there, and say, "Hey, Aidan's going to win the quarterback deal," and I might get 1,000. You know what I mean? Like TikTok to me is easily more of a visual,
visual stream.
Yeah, they want video or interaction like this. You know, like that's what that shit's on. Instagram's different. They're on highlights, they're on clips, they're on posts. Like they have a whole base of.
I don't have time with.
Like Instagram is what Facebook used to be, what it should have been a long time ago, you know. But
I don't have time with work anymore to come home and watch all the damn. Because I used to be on just YouTube watching videos. Had a set. That's how I learned all this shit. Like back in July, I learned like in 3 weeks. I taught myself pretty much how to do video editing and all that shit. So I'll be getting better, you know, as it goes. But the OBS, like. I learned that because I was just doing all my videos on OBS for a long time until I started going live and I started using the StreamYard. But on OBS, I can pull up everything I need on there and do everything I need. But when I set it up on StreamYard and I go to OBS, it's not fucking connecting right. It's not working. So
yeah, one day if we get time, I can help you set it all up. I mean, like I said, it takes being on certain deals, certain files. And you can run them all. I mean, I think there is one way you can link all six or seven platforms all together. And when
that'd be fire, dude.
But you gotta have the certain file and you have to have a certain link for that shit. And just like I said, it was always having to be changed in order to do it. My cousin Taz, man, he's really good at it. He can set that shit. That's all he does. He's a big time streamer. And I mean, he knows it to the T. I know my shit. Like I can do mine, and I usually got a pretty dang good memory where I can just be like, "Hey, this, and this." But when you start getting real technical, because not only that, I stream my video games, and that's how I do it too. A lot of times is through 4K, through the carts, man, not through the actual TV. Which right now I'm running through my TV, but that's how I usually done it. But either way, we're getting off track. Let's go over here to Hondo. Let's listen to Hondo.
Right. People are like, what the hell are you talking about? This ain't Raider shit.
Hey, man, we're talking about setting up our Raider shit. That's right. It is Raider shit. It just ain't the Raider shit.
Trying to make it work.
So for all the people that are coming in or haven't, been here in the beginning, basically what we're talking about is Aidan pulling away from Gardner and Camp, just in call and play style, things that's coming and going. Hondo, if people haven't heard or watched this deal, I've always say go watch him, go follow him on his YouTube channel, man. Freaking, it's a Las Vegas Hondo Carpenter, something of the factor. He's got a long name, so I just don't know, but just follow him at Hondo and you'll find him, man. But long story
just
short,
look up Las Vegas Raiders Insiders, probably the easiest one to look up.
Yeah, there you go, freaking. And so long story short, he's just basically talking, and he talks on both players, so it's not just he favors Aidan or not, dude. And just like he says, he's not a hater on Gardner. The guy's a pretty humble dude to most parts. So like I said, if he's saying something, it's not by any means being rude or not. He always apologizes. Sometimes it's like a Derek Carr thing I hate. But long story short, he's pretty good. But outside of it, this deal here is at about 9:25 in his fourth camp video here. He starts talking about Aidan and Gardner. We're going to listen to it, and then we'll talk on it.
Today that Gardner Minshew was very sharp. There was only one throw of his that I thought was a bad throw, and it was again a gunslinger type. It was not intercepted. I thought Gardner was very sharp, very, very sharp. I thought Aidan O'Connell. Now, Aidan had 2 interceptions, and I want to describe them both to you. The first one, the offensive line, there's no pads. So the defensive line is just pushes their way through, and you can't really fight them without pads. Max Crosby was right in his face, and basically it was a sack. So just trying to be funny with Max there. He heaves one in the end zone. It gets intercepted. I don't count that one because it was not one he would have thrown in the game. The interception I do count was a horrendous throw. It was in fact, as I'm watching the play develop from my left to my right, I saw where Aidan's eyes went, and my first thought was, don't throw the foot. And before I could even get football out of my mind, intercepted. Bad throw. Now, one bad throw, nothing wrong with that, because he made some monster plays today. He made now, we're not allowed to talk about specifics. I understand that there are some media that have.
So look, there's something I want to bring right away. It's like he said, because you throw one bad interception or one bad play doesn't mean it's bad. It's the fact that when somebody throws an interception, they don't back it up with big play backups. Like he says straight up, he didn't just say big play, he said monster. He said monster. Like you don't take something that's just an average hike, oh dude gets a drop on the side, or oh dude gets a little out route through the middle and call it monster. There has to be some pretty dog plays inside there where Aidan's probably feeding it in through little ass box to the players or something of that sort. You know what I mean? So that's all I say is like his development is just becoming massively over from last year to this year, and that's what we want for develop of our quarterback, so but I just wanted to say that because that kind of stuff, when you hear key words, man, it just instant like.
But we're not supposed to. He made one play with his feet, buying time on a rush. I mean, a dart to Jacoby Myers. Perfect throw right into a tight space, touchdown. Great catch by Jacoby. And then he made another one to Jacoby. Perfect throw. Overall, again, I think Aidan O'Connell won the day. And again, I am not a Gardner hater at all. Great guy. Great guy. So I have zero issues with Gardner. But overall, I think it's clear through the OTAs, through the mini camp, and now through 4 days of training camp, I think it's clearly Aidan O'Connell's job, and I think he's separated a little bit.
You're a hater. You're a hater.
I certainly don't think it's over.
Burn him, put him on the cross.
You're a hater. Biased.
Tuesday. I believe that 100%. 100%. Now, Aidan did some other things, though, that I think separated him. There's been a lot of audibilization, which I have talked to you about.
Is that a word?
And I've mentioned to you. He audibilized today and again. Remember, I can't talk about formation, but I will tell you he scored a touchdown with his feet. A legitimate, great call. He had to move. Great play. It was a great play. It was not a good play. It was
I'll tell you the exact play it was, man. It was in the shotgun formation, man. They audibled back, dude. They set the halfback on the left or on the right side of the field. It was a fake handoff to the fucking halfback to him, and he ran straight fucking left and ran into the end zone. And they said it was about the 4-yard line in the 20-yard red zone drills is where he got in there in the 11-on-11. So that's why it was so big for the defense and why they cheered him out and so on there, because he's seen it on there and he made the change for him to run on the opposite side, where people have been nothing but talking shit that the kid can't run and he's a statue in the pocket. That's why the defense stopped for a minute, fucking cheered with him and made it bigger than what people out, because any other time they wouldn't have did it like that. But the fact that you have to show like, hey, these dudes, like, fans don't know what they're talking about. That's why they're fans. That's why they're not in the game. That's why they probably, most of them have never even played football to even begin with, dude. Like, their football skill comes from Madden. Like, they play Madden, they're like, oh, I'm this genius, you know, like, shit, dude. Like, so that's the only problem with the deals. But that's all I wanted to say, is because to them, it's way bigger. It's a way bigger deal. It means more to them than people out here talking. And if you notice, like, how when you hear people like Jack Jones, Spillane, and what's his name, all of them have pretty much said the same thing, that, hey, we're not going to come out here and talk about it right now. We're not going to talk about 6 and 11. We're just going to show them. Like, they're going to punk them. Like, when you hear people talking shit like that, there ain't no fear in them whatsoever. And this whole Patrick Mahomes bullshit about them talking about Josh, and players are like, oh, wait till, yeah, show up in Oakland, bitch, and fucking try to fight one of our fans. You're going to get your ass beat, dude. Like, straight facts, dude. Like, rival's rival, bro. And that's just how it goes, man. And we'll be lucky. We'll go down there into Missouri and kick the shit out of some of their own fans, too, in their own place. So, again, that's the difference about Raiders. We go everywhere.
Hey, speaking of
numbers, and we're fighting motherfuckers, man.
Y'all
like,
should come to y'all should come to Kansas City with me. I'm always there by myself, man.
Oh, dude, I've been there. Yeah, which guy?
The Chiefs guy at the gas station where it was mean mugging you.
Oh, what, the one when I bought the hat?
Yeah.
Oh, so hey, I went into the store one day, dude, and the fucking guy, I was standing over by the deal, and a lot of times I just look at like Raider hats in the stores, you know, just like, because they got all kind of different fucking weird ones. Some guys get real NFL ones, but a lot of them have like these fake hats, you know, just fake, you know, ones they'll put red, blue, yellow, fucking Raider emblem and so on. And
he already have fun.
Oh, heck yeah.
He already have one fan banana here.
All right.
I'll tell you that story.
And so, long story short, I'm like looking at him, and he walks in with his woman, and he says, "Oh hell, I want to buy one of them." And the second I just laughed, I was just looking, so I just laughed, and then I looked up and I seen he was wearing Chief shit, so I was like, "Back!" Grab that fucking hat right off the fucking thing. Walked up right by him, fucking dude gets his shit, and he goes walking out. Well, he's parked right next to me, so he's like parked right next to my car. So, fuck, I come walking out, I put that fucking hat on, dude, straight walk out. Hey, his wife's right there. I was like, hell yeah, only real fucking fans buy shit like this. Hey, she just looks at me, looks over, gets in the car. She says something. He looks, I hopped in my truck, fucking looked right at him, dude. Fucking was like, right here, bro. And he was all, puts his wind visor over and puts it down. Fucking bitch. Like, don't fuck around. He'll get your ass beat at a gas station fucking with Raider fan, bro. Like, and especially a guy like me, I'll antagonize it to a certain extent. Like, straight out, dude, get out. I'll take your fucking jacket, dude, and your fucking hat. Throw it in the back of my shit, bring it home and burn it. Like, straight up. I don't care. I can be 18 again, dude. The only person that changed my number is time, you know, so that's it. So, nah, but I think, dude, so many times I just laugh at people at the store or something. I'll call them out. I don't give a shit.
That's facts. I love talking shit to special Chiefs fans.
Dude, I'll fight them right there and then. I don't give a shit. I've always said, like, I will give the Chiefs, and I said, like, the Chiefs and the Browns fans, they'll fight too, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I've been in both areas where just being in the airport damn near fight a Browns fan over shit, dude, over the game, you know. So some of them dudes, like, some of
Philly
them are
Philly fans too.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, Philly got that energy too. So do the Giants. I mean, there's some places that have energy, New York, but they don't have energy like the Raiders. Like Philadelphia, man, and Cleveland, God, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they're a whole nother level of, like, they're like us. I'm not gonna lie, they're just like us in a lot of ways. Like that, they're loyal as hell. They're a really good team. Like,
well, you have to be pretty loyal to be a Browns fan.
Yeah, and they'll fight.
They're going through
just like Raiders. You have to be pretty loyal to be a Raiders fan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
That's my point.
Going to a lot of the stadiums, the Browns are dogs. That's why they're called the dog pound, you know, because they are some dogs, man.
Yeah.
I've always said there's some teams out there that are down to fight, and other teams that are just straight pussies.
Yeah, you got to respect a Browns fan if they've been a fan for 50 years or something. They went through some tough shit.
They're already sounding just like their woman, man. They're already ready to fight. Their woman been yelling at them for so long. They're like, I'll beat you up just for her talking shit to me this morning.
I'm not gonna lie. I respect a Browns fan if they've been a fan for 50 years or something, because they went through some pretty dark times. So
the Chargers don't even have fans, and the Kansas City Chiefs fans are all little teenage girls, so they ain't fighting nobody.
That's why we had to get Harbaugh so they can bring some Michigan fans over there to help them out a little bit.
I reckon about 50% of the bloody Chiefs fans are freaking bandwagon fans anyway.
Facts. All right, let's get back to Hondo. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's some. Maybe one day we should talk about that. We should probably do a show on clips of different fans, dude, in their houses. Maybe on a fan show one time. We'll do that where you get Bill, or you can get Bills, because Bill's got crazy.
That's right.
Mother effers. I keep trying not to cuss. It's so hard, man.
Sorry, families.
I can't do it, dude. Like the F word's just natural to me. Like I've always said,
I'm a Raiders fan, bro. It comes natural.
The F word, he ain't gonna be around me. I'll tell you that right now.
When you've been a Raiders fan for that long, you can't help but cuss, man. You can't help it.
Hey, this little kid right here, Faith. Hey, there's times, dude, like, hey,
angry every Sunday,
she'll pissed off at me. She'll just look at me, and then she's just like, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like,
right?
What the fuck? You know, she don't care, dude. Like, she don't care. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem because that's the problem because I say she'll fuck up the same way, man. One day we were over at work. She's like, tell this guy, oh, he's a dumbass. I was like, what the heck, dude? Hey, Sky is like, he's like, oh yeah, that's good. She learns quick. I'm just like, oh shit, man.
Learns that he's a dumbass quick.
Yeah, she was just like, yeah. She's like, this guy's a dumbass. I was just like, oh shit, man. I tell her, hey, man, when we're around ourselves, you can talk like that about shit, but over here, man, and that guy, he was just instantly, he's like, oh, she learns pretty quick, don't she? I was just like, oh man. But let's get back over to this one. Kids are crazy, man. They're crazy, man. I would never expect that. I love them to death, man. And there's nothing I would give up for my kids ever. No money, no nothing. I would never change nothing for my kids. Right? They're too smart, man. They're amazing when you're around them. The things they learn or things that they'll do. Sometimes you got to scold them, man, just so they know. But for the most part, it's the craziest shit. I always thought like, what I was learning in life was crazy. Like watching them learn and teaching them is a whole different type. It's a way different level of shit.
So yeah, I got a grandson that's going to be 2 in November, and he's daddy's dad or grandpa's a preacher at the church, and they're all churchy, and he's a little hellion rebel like me. Out he's all about, I pull up on the motorcycle. He's like, vroom, 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 vroom. Like, he wants to ride bikes. He wants to, he's like, I want to be like G-Pop, calls me G-Pop.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's my world, man. It was fun having kids, but being a grandpa is a whole nother story, bro. Like,
yeah, just because they have a little, life is about balance. Because just because sometimes people have that, like, for instance, like I can have the angry side to me, and when it comes time to protect what I have to protect, I mean, don't get me wrong, but there's also the side of me that I'd give my shirt to any person that needed it for the right reasons. Like there's it ain't, I'm not just to go out there and kill people, you know what I mean? But don't get me wrong, some fool try to enter my home and try to hurt my kid, I wouldn't even blink a damn eye, not a second, dude. But just like I said, it just depends on how that situation gets provoked. Like I don't have the intention to just go out and do it. The intention to protect in my house or my people, that's a whole different ballgame. And especially in today's society, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, man, where that's all we did was fight. And then now you got these weirdo fuckers, dude, that talk from social media, never been in a fight in their life, and they're the ones you got to worry about, because that'll be the guy that try to come out at you at night or something. But that's where that dude would fuck up, because that's where he enters my realm. I'll bait a dude like that, man. You don't come into the dark where I'm at. I live in the country for a reason.
So I grew up in LA, but I played football out here in Arkansas because my dad lived out here, mom's lived out there, so I was back and forth. So I got that city swag and that country strong swag too. But man, out here, like
time in my life I met both
if
of
we
those
weren't
athletes.
fighting on we had games on Thursday, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we was crashing bonfires. You see, 20 of us in the movies. It'd be, man, we was always in trouble fighting. Like
That's
full on
fast.
whole football team fights every weekend. Pretty much anybody we played. And every little small town, like every 10 minutes around here, it's a little tiny small town, just a bunch of
That's how it is where I was
1,000
at
people
in
here,
California.
2,000 people here, 3,000 people here.
Yep.
But now it's grown like crazy because of Walmart.
And my mom, dude, my mom got it to where like we had a big old property, dude, ranch and everything, and we would have a second house, dude, and my mom would just be like, hey, if people come and drink, man, just make sure they stay there and don't drink and go home, and I mean, dude, I ain't lie, dude. We fought on the fucking daily. Like we drank, we party. I was drinking and partying at like 12 and 15, like those times were a whole lot different, dude. And that shit, I was 12, 15 hanging out with 18 and 21-year-olds, dude, that were
That's
all
what I was. That was the same
fighting,
thing when I was in Vegas, man. I was 13 and all my friends were like 17, 18, could all drive, smoking weed, partying, like we was doing all that. All the good stuff.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie. I remember showing up to parties, dude, when I was freaking 15 years old, dude. Show up to parties out in the cuts, man, where there's 20 of us, dude. Meet up at a gas station. We're gonna roll up to this party. Got like 150 people there. We want to fight a certain group of people because they've been talking shit. We can't get them all at one place, but we knew we can get them there. But then we know it's a big risk because, a lot of them versus a lot of us. But the difference, like we always talked about it, dude. We always talked. That's why we weren't afraid, dude. We would roll up in Campo, man. 20 of us, dude. We would roll in 5, 10 cars, dude. Roll up in those places, man, in massive parties, dude. Get out, man. We've had dudes kicking our cars. Like one night we went to a country store. We met up about 20, 25 of us, dude. And I'm not gonna lie, it was one of the most scared nights I ever was in my life, in my whole life when I was young. That was the verge of like knowing that, all right, we're about to really fight here. And long story short, man, frickin', we met up at that gas station. We all talked about it like, hey, we're going to roll down the street, dude. And once we get there, there ain't no turning back. So we were like, fuck it. But the thing we all knew is we would all fight. So we knew there's 20 of us here. We're all fighting. Like there's not anybody here going to run away. So we already knew it don't matter. We can
I've been in a couple fights. I've been stabbed 17 times.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I fought five dudes at a time all the time. I'm lucky I ain't never been stabbed. I've had dudes pull knives on me, but I've taken
I got a scar from I got a 3-inch scar right here from a metal pipe.
I grew up with Nick and Nate Diaz, Frank and Ken Shamrock. I mean, they lived right next door to me in fucking Lockford, California, in the fucking creek. I mean, I grew up with all those dudes. I mean, that's all we did was fight, man. We'd sit in the fucking backyard and box each other just for the fuck of it. So, I mean, like I said, we ran around fighting for a long time
for fun.
And, yeah,
for
fun.
Fucking you can't do shit. You can slap somebody and go to jail for a month.
Hey, don't get me wrong, man. Like my buddy Roger, we'd be in the fucking in the alleys over in Lockford, California, by the freaking what is that Shell gas station, dude, and fucking that has the Mexicans and the whites, dude, because it's big time racist town in there. They have Mexicans live on one side of the road, whites live on the other side of the road, and they're always fucking going back and forth, dude. They're only allowed in certain areas. Fucking Roger, he'd be over there because Roger's just a psycho. He takes fighting to a whole nother fucking. He took his fucking car, ran it into an apartment complex just because some motherfuckers were talking shit, and he wasn't about to have it, so he ran that car right into their fucking house and started whooping up on them, dude. I mean, Roger's next level, but long story short, freaking, he's been shanked right in the fucking side with the screwdriver, dude. Walked inside the house, dude. Got a screwdriver stuck right in his side, fucking say, pull it out, bandage it up, and then all of us go right out of the parking lot, whoop the fuck out of dudes. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I've been in a lot of crazy areas, but dude, a lot of our guys, like, I'm telling you, like, they're fighters. They don't sit and talk shit, dude. Like, they're the kind of guys, and we're the kind of guys where you gonna talk, we're gonna just fuck you up, and then you can go talk about it to your friends, dude. Like,
I ain't into talking unless it's about Raiders.
Hey, I've always said, man, where we're from, dude, when you start talking and start getting to go, back and forth, that's when you get fucked up, dude. That's when you're caught off guard. That's when you put your head up and, oh, look at that, pow, right in the fucking cheek, like that's exactly what you're waiting on. It's a fucking dude to make a stupid ass move like that, and I'll end him in one punch, dude. Like, those guys, those are the guys you're baiting in the whole entire conversation before it gets started. That motherfucker pacing and always turning, because the second he turns back, I'm gonna crack that motherfucker clean across his jaw, and he's gonna go right down, dude. So one out, let's fucking go to the next. Like, and most dudes, when you do that, most dudes step back in a heartbeat, dude. They're just like, whoa, what the fuck is it for initial shock, dude? And not a lot of them guys ain't down like that, dude. Like, a lot of them ain't down to just get in a ring and fucking punch the fuck out of you until it's bleeding out of your face.
That's
and
fact.
so on.
This is what it means to be a Raider, folks.
Yeah, that's fact.
You know,
Well,
but that's why I just say,
I didn't
like,
grow up a
that's
Raiders
why
fan, not
we-
being in America, but I grew up in a similar culture, being a Port Adelaide Australian rules football fan, because that team comes from like the docks and stuff, so which is used to be an area that is similar like that. Used to be a lot of shit going on in Port Adelaide.
Yeah, I've always said, dude, like,
That was
where I come
Australia. They have
from,
gangs
we
and
have a
shit out
whole
there?
different attitude of
Oh,
how
hell
we
yeah.
are. We've always been really good people, but we ain't people. That are gonna
Especially
fuck around.
back in my day, it was a lot of like there was a lot of either like Greeks, Italians, Aboriginals, skinheads, freaking bikers, bloody like Hell's Angels, bloody Gypsy Jokers, like. Because back in my, it's different now though. Because back in my day, all the yeah, because back in my day, all the bikers used to hang out at the local pubs, like the front bar and stuff, when you could still smoke in the front bar and all that shit before this whole woke mentality. Now you can't smoke in front bars and shit anymore.
Yeah.
Can you open that window right there? Or
But
something?
the buddy, it got to the point where the police created a bullshit law that now bikers can't associate in certain ways. Like they brought out this criminal laws against bikers associating and things. So they ended up building all their own clubhouses and stuff. I used to literally live right down the street from the Gypsy Jokers clubhouse. So.
Hell yeah. So what's Hondo got to say? We are getting way off track here.
Yeah, too much off track. That's just Hondo.
An
Get back
hour
into our
of-
topics.
of,
Yeah, no. Hey, well, this is fan show, so it's a fan
Right,
show
at least it's
today.
fan
so
show.
we can get away with a little bit today.
Who wants to pull up? Any fans want to pull up?
But yeah, let's
Hondo's
get back to
frozen.
Hondo. Is Dustin frozen? Is he?
He's muted, I think.
Oh, no, he's muted. That's right. I thought he was frozen.
And in fact, his defense was fired up for him.
Sit on this right there.
That was fun. They were excited to see him. And they were excited to see not only what he did, but how he did it. And it was a lot of fun. Now, another thing that we've
Who you
started to
calling
see
old
in
on
camp, and I've
FaZe?
waited
Fuck,
a
he's
couple
only
of
3
days. I
years
wanted to
older
make
than me,
sure
bro.
my eyes were
Damn.
not deceiving me. Is this defense is very raucous. They are loud and proud. They're talkers. They eat.
They eat.
I'm trying to remember the old rap song.
You don't know rap. Stop playing.
The rapper, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air guy. He did a rap once. I'm like a cheetah hunting out on the Serengeti. That's the Raider defense, man. They're just big, wide-eyed, looking for prey. Yeah. This camp, now we saw that all through OTAs, all through mini camps, and quite frankly, last year, after AP took over.
Yeah, I say Will Smith. Yeah,
This offense now has
Really
come in with a
fun,
chip on their shoulder. And when
Summer,
they've scored and
summer,
they've done something right,
summertime.
they get loud now and they're chirping back at the defense. I'm liking it. And AP talked about it today. He's liking it. It's competitive. And the offense is tired of listening to everybody talk about, can you win in spite of the offense? There's an edge there. And I'm going to tell y'all who are talking about, can they win in spite of the offense? Do you know who's on this offense? Devontae Adams.
Preach, Hondo.
Jacoby Myers. And I'm going to get to Jacoby in a minute. I am going to make a bold prediction for Jacoby Myers before this podcast is over.
Number 1.
Trey Tucker is clearly number 3. And if it wasn't a team with 2 number 1s, he'd be number 2. Zamir White. I know there are no pads. I know that. I accept that. He has looked as good as you can look without being in pads. Just vision. I'm so impressed with that young man's vision. I am. First of all, I'm very impressed with Zamir White, the human being. And I am so impressed with Zamir White, the football player. His vision is phenomenal. Again, today, I just saw him sidestep somebody. I talked to you the other day about him stepping over a guy. He just sidestepped
and
somebody.
his stepping. There's video with Zamir out in drills right now and catching drills. And boy, that dude ain't lost a step, man. Like he's finishing all the way to the end zone, man. And I mean, he got burner speed on him. Bro.
Actually,
Same with Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer got burner speed on him too.
About Tucker. That was one of my topics. Yeah.
What is it? What happened?
I was just saying what Unfazed was saying about Trey Tucker. Not about. I don't agree with him being the number one because obviously that's Devontae Adams. But I got a topic later on. I'll talk about Trey, how he's going to be like. He's going to play multiple roles in this offense.
Oh yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Devontae's
screen plays.
his skills, but I think when you look at Aidan and Trey Tucker, it's like a Renfro and Derek Carr type deal. They have a relationship that is going to go for the whole entire time of their career. They were both right here around the same, if not the same exact time. And that's something you can't break. Devontae will be done and retired in a few years. His relationship's going to hold with people like Jacoby and Trey for the long run, for sure.
Facts.
But I love the fact of how you hear about the mirror getting talked about, man. I mean, just like you said about not having pads on there, but the view of them.
I can't wait for Zeus to get pads on, man. Can you imagine when Zeus gets the pads on? It's gonna be, oh man, that guy's gonna be running people over.
Oh, facts.
Somebody that was coming from his side, and he just moved away from pressure. And never took his eyes off of downfield. That young man's going to have a big one. You got Brock Bowers, and let me tell you, Brock Bowers. I told you yesterday, he struggled yesterday. Oh, he responded today. He looked like Brock Bowers from the Georgia Bulldogs now. That young man made some plays. He showed some speed. He got into an opportunity where he was able to get some separation from a defensive back, and man, him and Michael Mayer. So you got Devontae, you got Jacoby. And here's my big prediction for Jacoby. He's going to be an all-pro this year.
Facts. Preach.
He's going to be an all-pro this year.
Preach. He should have been last year.
Fact.
They are going to use him like a Swiss Army.
He had almost the same numbers as Adams last year.
They're going to create ways to get him the football.
Yeah, with 30-something less catches.
And he is
that's right.
Unbelievably humble.
Targets, whatever.
I was talking to another reporter
70, I think,
from Vegas.
Something like that,
Vegas today. And his name is Sean. And we were talking about him and the fact that, you know what, it would probably benefit him if he was a little bit more, because he's selfless. Now, if you said that to him, he would get livid. Why would you want me to be selfish? Because that's not how Jacoby Myers. He is one of the few superstars that can be in the shadow of somebody and he doesn't care.
That's the thing that I do love about that dude is, and I almost want to make sure that's not in the, I don't know if I made that. I think I left that topic out in this one. I was going to use it, but I decided not to. All right, so long story short, we don't get too sidetracked off of this guy's stuff because he has a lot of stuff in there I've listened to. I mean, he has good conversations. There's a lot of good information on what's going on right now.
Nice.
Long story short, to stay on topic so we can move on to the next topic is, how did you guys feel about what he said about Aidan versus Gardner in that competition, how he's viewing them, how he sees them being miles ahead? Well, not miles ahead, but basically has the job secured.
Definitely,
Gardner can most definitely, it's not like he's too far out, but he's going to most definitely have to put his big boy pants on, and Aidan's most definitely not going to have to show up. So I guess what I'd ask you guys is, how did you view his conversation and how it's going in camp?
Well, personally, I think it's just like we've been saying the whole damn time. It's Aidan's job to lose. Like, I'm glad we're finally getting to this time of the offseason where it's going to start, like the reports are going to start coming out. Basically just validating what all three of us have been saying the whole time, like that it's Aidan's job to lose, that the only way he's going to lose that job is if he gets injured or hits the bed somehow, which I don't see that happening anytime soon. Like, it's just like he's been pretty much making plays the whole time. he's using his legs more. Like you and I, Dustin, spoke on that. We even made videos about the fact that Aidan is more mobile than people give him credit for. Like I put a Purdue tape out there from his last year in Purdue. I put a tape out there from a video out there from last year as a rookie, what he did in the NFL last year, like his best plays from last year, both within the pocket and moving in the pocket and all that kind of stuff. And it's just all going to come to fruition now, where it's going to start showing up, where Aidan's going to start showing up in camp, and that's pretty much what Hondo is preaching right now. So it just validates, like, pretty much what we've been saying the whole time. And I said the whole time, and I keep putting on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere, like YouTube, saying Aidan is quarterback one until further notice. And if people can't see that at this point, and then they're not paying enough attention to what the coaches have been saying. They're not paying enough attention to what the players are saying. And now if they keep saying, like, you know, advocating for Gardner at this point as a quarterback one, you're pretty much now not even listening to guys like Hondo that's saying. So, like, at what point are you going to, you know, the writing's on the wall for me that Aidan is a quarterback one until further notice. And I don't know if you want to go into the other topic after this one about what I was saying about Sporting News putting out fake bullshit. Because I feel like it's guys like Sporting News that keep putting out fake bullshit that's causing some of the fan base might read those articles, and that's what's causing people to, you know, think that Gardner's actually.
Well, I mean, everybody. The problem with fake news is anybody can write it because it's a free society market. So there's nothing stopping anybody from anything out there. The problem with fake news is you got to take it for what you read it. You know, like
exactly.
Pretty much what you have to do with it. You can't go out of your way to worry about what some other person writes on it. Like what I do is be like, well, that guy's fucking dumb, and go to the next deal. If it's somebody
that's what I do. But I'm just brought up as a topic just to make other fans aware of it.
Substantial amount of views, then they should be reprimanded for sure. Like there's no doubt about it.
Because it gets to a point, like the reason I bring it up is because it's a pretty like big web page or whatever you want to call it, the Sporting News one, and it gets to a point where it's almost slanderous, like, you know, the thing of slander. So that's why I just find it terribly annoying.
Yeah, I think AOC is doing exactly what he needs to do. He's taking baby steps. He's starting to get a little bit more mobile. He's starting to take chances. He's
ready to pull, man.
He's obviously grasped the offense.
I don't know where you get your info from, bro. That's what I'll say.
He absolutely grasps the offense pretty quick, because if he's changing plays at the line of scrimmage, that means not only is he grasping the offense, but he's reading this defense, which is a top 5 defense in the NFL or better. And he knows what's coming.
That's not
so
what he said.
If he can continue to pick this defense apart, man, the sky's the limit for that kid. But like he said, it's his job to lose. It's been said over and over again. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm totally fine with the scenario that Gardner wins the job. That just gives AOC time to sit and get better until Gardner fucks up and loses the job.
This guy's trolling, bro. Listen, Paul's either trolling or he's just dumb. I mean, it's just facts. So
Paul's just a big Gardner guy.
You can't take what he takes to real. Because for one, how can you say a guy goes 8-9 when he started at 3-5 and ended up 8-9? How do you say that? That just shows
right.
You don't know.
He was already 5-4. He's not.
Mitchell 11-6 ain't got no team chemistry, no nothing with the team. He fucking didn't even do that with the Colts. Had a better offense, better offensive line, better play calling, better stability, and he's gonna do it there. But he's gonna come here and do it with people again. You're either trolling hella hard or you just don't know football. It's just straight fucking facts. It's just that clear cut. There's not a. When you said here again, go watch Jones. He thinks Mitchell should start because he's mobile. That's bullshit.
That's not what he said. He never said that at all. He said he wants to be a Patrick Mahomes. That's all he said.
Little kid shit. Like that's
he believes
in school how to evaluate conversation. They have tests for that shit where you look at certain words and write in them fucking words. Like that's something you should have learned when you were in like 3rd fucking grade. He never said nothing.
Paul knows he just likes to get you riled up. He's a big AOC fan. He's a closet AOC fan.
He said Gardner over there trying to play like Mahomes when he said Aidan
He
over
said he's a
here
wannabe.
trying to be like Brady. Like, okay.
You gotta listen to what people say, man. He said straight out.
Like, come on, man.
He said straight out, this system fits a pocket passer, and Aidan could stand in the pocket and be a pocket passer, but it's nice to have a mobile quarterback.
Hella hard, or
He
just
even
dumb as
said
shit.
straight out,
Like, I don't care.
He said, I'm not saying we need a mobile quarterback. I'm just saying Gardner can make plays with his feet.
So
That's all he
hard,
said.
bro. It's not even funny. Some of that shit, dude, I'm
Yeah,
like,
because he even said straight out, I'm not saying we need a mobile quarterback or it's better. I'm just saying Gardner can make plays with his feet. That's all he said. Like, he even said, I'm not fucking saying that. He still said it.
Yeah, facts. It's
that's
like
why, some
like
of the
some
time
people
I'll
just
be
hear what they
reading
want to
this
hear, man.
shit.
It's like,
Hey,
I
there's
don't
so
know.
many times I'm just reading this and I'm just thinking like, fucking guy he's trolling too hard, man. Because
Rated Paul's my guy, though. That's my guy.
But
Dude.
don't get me wrong. I mean, I get it'll get under someone's skin and get him boiled up. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
The only reason why
I think Paul just likes to shit talk sometimes.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
He just
I get it. I get it. I'm a bit that way sometimes.
I ain't gonna lie.
He's trying to make Dustin go on one of those severe fucking
I watch
2-hour rampages
so I don't listen to people's opinions. I mean, everybody's
about how the whole team sucks and nobody's good.
Yeah, fucking, we'll be selling everybody. Monte getting traded.
Running back sucks, tight end sucks, defense.
Fucking.
We got no corners.
So, Rebel, you have anything that you wanted to add to that, or you were good to end it right there, or what?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we all know what's going on, and like I said, it's all just a guessing game until the pads come on and we really see what's going on. And like you iterated earlier, like if these guys are just fucking lighting it up out there, what's it say for our defense, bro? Like, you know, if these guys are picking dudes apart, like I want to say about Brock Bowers, I know that's coming up later too, but they say this guy's out there and you can't stop him one-on-one. So is
we're
he
going to talk about that actually right
just
now.
that good,
Exactly.
or is it just these guys, these corners we got aren't as good as some of the people think? But a lot of people think they suck. So are they really?
You can't have people like Bowers and them having the success they're having in camp without quarterback throwing them the fucking ball.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
Like, is it a good quarterback and a good tight end, or are these defenders just ass like everybody kind of make it sound like
without someone passing him the ball?
Yeah, and again, that's another guy we're going to be talking about right after the Bauer conversation. After Bowers, we'll be talking about Dylan, and then we're going to talk about Bennett, then we're going to talk about Tommy. So we'll just stay within the players so we can keep a chat interacting, conversation-wise, haters hating and fucking going on,
I mean, so like I said, the defense, it's been pretty much everybody's been talking about the last 2 days is how the defensive backs have been, tipping balls and been all over the place. So we'll see when the pads come on who really takes the bull by the horns, as AP keeps saying. Like, somebody's got to step up and really show that this is their job, which for Gardner to do that, he's going to have to fucking do some amazing stuff to outdo AOC. But
he said he's like, my girl kind of sucks too. All right, so basically we're going to hop into the Mayer and Bowers production this year. All right, so basically the conversation that we're going to have here is basically a conversation that's coming out in camp right now is that one, Michael Mayer's put on 15, 20 pounds. He's weighing about 265, and they're saying that this dude picked up speed too. He's just burning it out there right now. Like, they said that basically Michael Mayers came with a whole different energy, year 2 type player that just wants to smash mouth on people, run, pass, everything. Like, they say Michael Mayers about to take a transition that's going to start laying people down in the pass game and in the run game. So it's obviously
I can see that happening. He was a good blocker.
The weight that he's put on, the stuff that he gets doing, so he was already very high on the board. That's why we went and got Brian, because we felt Brian could be a very good piece to cohese with him about being a pass protector and a run blocker. So it would have went both ways. He's really good at catching the ball too and blocking. So with Michael, it would have been great. But the fact that we were able to get a guy like Bowers in the draft at the 13th pick, that is supposedly the next, Gates, Kelsey, whatever they want to, Winslow, whatever they want to, Shannon Sharp, whoever type player they want to label him as. I've always said he'll just be the next Bowers. But long story short, when you already have the energy coming from Mayer and you have that type of energy coming from Bowers, where he got dogged on yesterday, man, actually had a bad day. A lot of people said, hey, this is the first time they've seen him struggle, even in college. to the NFL. People were wondering how he was going to adapt to it, come back today, and they said he came back today with a whole different energy, and he
He
showed
was
them
tearing it up. He had
Yeah,
3 touchdowns. He had 3 touchdowns, and nobody
Burned
could
the
cover him
corner.
one-on-one.
Dude, he burned the corner in a wide open stretch field, bro. Literally caught him in a cross route across the field and burnt him on the sideline to the house, just like they said. That's where you noticed him from the Georgia days. So I think when you have players like him, he has the hey, fuck you attitude. Like, you ain't fucking me today because I'm gonna fuck you tomorrow, or F you tomorrow. He don't have that I'm gonna lay down mentality. He has, when he goes to sleep, he talks about it to himself mentality. Like, yeah, I'm gonna jack the shit out of that guy tomorrow, or that dude gets in my way, I'm gonna run him over, or we get up over the top. Look at some of the passes that Aidan threw to him over the top of what's his name, where he just dogged him on that back reverse catch, dude, just over the top. And pads or no pads, they both were contesting that catch like no one's business. So to sit and say like, hey, you're not going to get the production from him and Mayer on the field at the exact same time. This team can be beyond special if you can get both tight ends playing at the same caliber as all three.
Imagine having
they're going to be, because Mayer's got a chip on his shoulder, bro. You can see in his pressers, like, that dude's fucking got – excuse me. He's got a chip on his shoulder. Like, he's angry about being number 2 and not getting the play time and being hurt last year. Like, he lost that weight and got faster for a reason. That dude's on a mission. He even said, like, I'm faster, I'm stronger. Like, I know what's going on, and I'm ready to dominate this year. Like, he's going to show him, hey, look, you might have went and got this dude, but he can't block like I can. And he runs crisp ass routes. He's got solid ass hands. Like, that dude's going to ball out. I think with these 2 tight ends, just like I've been saying all year, like, if Michael Mayer, if Brock Bowers keeps playing like he is, that just leaves Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, or Trey Tucker, or whoever's out there, or Labe, or one of these guys in the backfield wide open, because you're not going to be able to double Devontae Adams with Brock Bowers on the field. You can't cover that kid one-on-one. If our players can't cover him one-on-one, who the hell else is going to?
I mean, that's facts. And then the other thing I was going to say with Mayer is his time in Notre Dame, he was a great blocking tight end too. I feel like he's going to put dudes in the dirt in the run game. Because I think Mayer's definitely the one that's going to, like, if we do the 2 tight end set or 3 tight end set, Mayer's going to be the one on the outside, I think. The outside blocking guy next to the right tackle.
Yeah, like I said, he just proven that, like, if we got Hobbs, because that's probably Hobbs' job. If he's inside, who else is covering him? That's pretty much Nate Hobbs. So if you're schooling Nate Hobbs or Woo Governor or DeCameron Richardson or Devonshire, any of these guys, if you're like, those guys are fast as hell. A couple of them run 4.340. So if you're just smoking these guys and they can't cover you one-on-one, who else in the NFL has got players that are going to be able to cover this guy one-on-one?
That's facts, because Bowers is definitely
you can't leave Devontae one-on-one, because there's not a player in the NFL that can guard that dude one-on-one, no matter his age or how slow he's getting or any of that, or how many drops he had last year. You still can't cover him one-on-one. So they're going to have to pick your poison. It's going to be that's why I said this offense, it doesn't matter who's back there, bro.
I think our best option is going to be 3 wide receivers, 2 tight end sets. I don't know what you call that, but 3 wide receiver, 2 tight ends, because then you'd have Adams, Jacoby, Tucker, Mayer, and Bauer all at the same time, and it's like, who are you going to cover?
There's no running back, or
sometimes if we go to like 5 receiver, and certain plays, it's not all the time, but.
I'm sure they're gonna run a whole bunch of spread formation where they just run 5 receivers, 2 tight ends, and 3, and one of those guys will probably be Labe out there with.
But the thing is, you can also drop Bauer in as a halfback. That's the thing. You can drop Bauer in as a halfback too.
Yeah,
and then have him go out wide.
You don't know if he's going to. If you put both of them on the same side, also you put both of them on the same side and swing your backs out to the opposite side, or run a reverse to the opposite side.
Exactly. The other thing I'm thinking is
the sky's the limit for the playbook with the weapons we have and the talent we have. Like, it's the talent's all over the board.
You know how you put the 3 receivers on one side and the 2, then you have a halfback and a wide receiver on the other side. So you had 3 on one side, then Bowers would be as a halfback, but then you'd have Mayo on the other side as a tight end kind of deal.
Oh, come on.
That because then you don't know if Bowers is going to go out for a reception or if they're just going to hand it off to him like a sweep or something, or
Right.
out of the
If I
backfield.
was the Raiders
Jet
with this
sweep
personnel, if I was the Raiders with this personnel, I'd set up in like fucking strong
Yeah,
dual
strong
back,
and shit.
fucking
Yeah,
dual back wide receiver, dual back tight end the whole time.
yeah,
And
exactly.
3
That's
wide
what I'm
receivers
saying.
on the line. I'd be like,
Be like,
3 wide
stop,
receivers. Yeah,
just be like,
yeah,
stop
because
us
I
if you
can have in
can.
my backfield, I can have a tight end with the halfback with the
yeah, that's
halfback,
what I'm
tight end
thinking.
with the
That's
tight
exactly
end,
what
and
I'm
then
thinking
still
about.
have my 3 receivers sitting on the line at all
Because
times.
Bowers can
I
play
mean, if I
receiver, he
was
can play
murdering
tight
with
end, he
this
can play
type of
halfback.
score,
So
I mean, if I played with this score on Madden, just with the regular team and Mutt, dude, and with the regular Raiders buck, I'll beat the shit out of anybody with that team. I don't care. There's just too many if they have the catching stats that they are doing from college to the NFL, I'll kill them with them players. I don't care. There's too many dual threats. And like we're going to watch right now, Bowers highlights from college, man, coming over. This guy, he just has too much straight dog in him, man.
Get rid of Marvin Lewis. No, we can't get rid of Marvin Lewis, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he says, I don't like Marvin Lewis. He's old man energy, though. And Marvin Lewis he's very smart, man, and he knows
He's got too much football knowledge that AP needs. Like
you can never
AP
take
needs his
away
knowledge.
football knowledge from nobody, man. He's not here to be the coach. He's here to just relay information.
yeah, he said to help out.
Information
AP.
like him is very valuable. He's had one of the best defenses in NFL history with the 2000 Ravens, man, when they won that Super Bowl.
Yeah. He's gritty, bro. I don't think we're gonna take his soft, man. Just because he's soft spoken, don't think that he's soft. Like he's got that hardcore grit. Like
he's
AP.
assistant to AP, assistant head coach for a reason. To to help develop AP as a head coach.
I noticed too a lot. Like with Labe, all the film I've been watching, or all the tape that they've been showing.
Old isn't always bad when it comes to coaching, bro. Some of the best coaches are old because they got all that knowledge.
But practice and OTAs, like most of the plays to Labe have been deep. Have y'all noticed that too, or is it just me? Like anything I'm watching film on them, they'll run, running back short. But when it's Labe,
halfback wheels on the outside line.
It's always deep. It's always, it's always like out scout back routes. Like,
hey, players like him are dangerous.
He's not running any short routes. But most of them have been deep routes.
Dude, those halfback wheels to the outside and hit the sidelines up the drill, and you got a guy like Aidan that can hit you 50 yards downfield.
That's what I'm saying.
Like him, dude, the linebackers lose sight of that fucking.
We haven't had a running back. We haven't had a running back.
I can't wait to see him. That's facts. I can't wait to see
I bet you
run
anything.
out
They're going to run
that burning linebacker.
Halfback wheel routes to the outside on both sides of the field with a lot.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like every time he's been out there, I've seen it. It's always deep routes, and he's got one of the best hands on the team. Like 94%.
If you look at him in New Hampshire,
insane and unheard of, bro. Like they were saying coming out of the combine that the dude had, he was the best. One of the best receivers in the combine, like even with those, neighbors and guys, Malik and those guys, they were still saying he had the best hands. Probably,
I don't know, man. Neighbors. Look, there's two guys, man. Like I get that, like Harris, you can just say straight up, he's probably got it. But man, Neighbors got some nasty hands, bro. And so does that fucking kid.
I like
Bills,
Brian Thomas Jr. way better. I thought that was
the Bills that. The kid that was drafted the Bills, Keenan or whatever his name, that kid's nasty, bro. He a one-handed grabbing son of a gun right there. He can just palm that ball like just nothing, dude. Like
I thought Brian Thomas Jr. was the best receiver in the draft. Like that kid is just,
I like both of them.
That kid is a freak of nature, dude.
I think if we want to talk about young receivers, and that one of the threats the Raiders are going to have to watch out for is that Bo Nix, the fucking what's his name from Oregon, freaking reminds me of a younger Devontae Adams type receiver, the one that played Troy Franklin.
Troy Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
That connection between him and Bo Nix is going to be.
That's his players. So.
Exactly. That's his player. So they're going to have an instant chemistry
for multiple years. That was a nasty.
Yeah, there's going to be
instant
chemistry. That's the one thing we're going to have to watch when we play the Broncos is Bo Nix to fucking Troy Franklin because they already got.
And Franklin ain't no joke, bro. That dude's dog as hell, man. So.
I said
those quarterbacks ain't going to have time to do shit against this defensive line, though. I ain't worried about none of those quarterbacks we play. Not even Lamar Jackson. Like. These guys are going to be on their back or running for their life. The defense is getting I mean, I know we're playing against our weak offensive line right now, and 2 of our starters are out, but these guys are in the backfield within 2 seconds of like when the ball snapped, they're in the quarterback's face.
Yeah,
These
2-3
guys
seconds.
are like, bro, I can't do shit. Like, what do you want me to do? I can't do nothing.
That is fact. So basically, we're going to get into the highlights here. It's going to be Brock Bowers, tight end for the people that don't know who he is. Basically, a little white boy that's going to outwork everybody out here. So for the next few minutes, man, that's 5-6 minutes, we're going to be watching highlights and stop and talk about them. So long story short, we'll start up the highlight right here so I can take care of my dog whining his ass over here. Obviously, it's starting to get annoying.
Look at that shit. Just nasty. Just nasty. Damn. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 missed tackles. He drugged 3 people and he had 4 dudes bounce off of him.
Gained about another 3 yards there, I think, roughly.
Get off me. You ain't tackling me. Get off me. Get off me.
Nasty right there,
That's
bro.
like
Just
25
nasty.
yards. That was 25 yards after the catch.
That's a grown man playing
25
with,
yards after 4 players later.
the one
Yeah,
thing
exactly.
is though, that's a grown man playing with boys right there. He's playing with grown men in this league though too. Which
Look how he runs
I don't
with
think
that
it's gonna make
hunchback
much
in
of a
Notre
difference,
Dame style, but he'll just mow your ass over, dude.
like you were saying, you were saying people compare him to Shannon Sharp and Kittles and all these guys. Like, dude, he was better in college than all these guys. He won
every one of them.
won the Mackey Award
Yeah,
twice
he's the
and
number
won
one
and won 3.
tight end in college
Don't he
all
have
time.
3 college
That was
championships or only 2? 2 or 3?
something like that. I think 2, if I'm not mistaken.
That is
They only
facts,
went-
Faze.
I thought they won his freshman year, junior, and
Because he came in as a
freshman.
freshman the same year as Zeus's senior year, I think.
Yeah, and they won that year, right? 'Cause doesn't
Then they
Zeus
won
have
that
one?
year. Yeah. So it might be 2, I think. 1 or 2, I think.
Like he got such great skill, man. He got great vision. He knows how to bait people. Like that seam up the middle right there, dude. He sucked that dude on the outside, suckered him back inside for the touchdown. I mean, that's shit. It's just you can't teach people, man. He's got great vision.
Oh, knock that guy in his ass.
He's got great hands too, man. Not only
Oh,
that,
insane
he's
hands,
got
dude, and he's
great
powerful. Like he don't look that big and strong, but he's way more powerful than he looks. Like he just runs through these. Like they just look at that. Look at that. I mean, that's right on his legs, bro, and he just ran right through that like nothing.
Can you imagine where we've always had this game scheme for Kelsey for the last 10 years?
They're gonna have to game scheme for us.
Game scheme that guy every single game.
Yeah, they're gonna have to scheme like that.
Times a
I bet you
year,
got Devontae and shit too.
Well, guess what? We got a guy they're gonna have to do that shit with.
They're gonna have to game scheme for him, Mayers, Jacoby, Tuck. They're gonna have to game. They're gonna have to scheme for everybody. That's what I'm saying. Like, who's gonna? A bunch of players have said it over and over again when they ask about this offense. Brock Bowers has said, "Who's going to guard us? Like, who's going to stop us when you run 12 personnel? Who's got the personnel on defense to stop this offense? Nobody. There's not a team in the NFL that has the personnel to cover all these guys at once.
If all the players hit, what were you saying?
I was just going to say the only way you can really stop this offense is by pressure on the quarterback. That's about it. And if you've got a good offensive line, then that's going to nullify that. Because the only way I can see you like causing is to put pressure on whoever the quarterback is, so that they can't get the ball, so the route can't develop or whatever. That's the only way is pressure, and it's going to be difficult if we've got a really strong offensive line, which we had a top 10 unit last year. So I think we only got better as far as personnel on offense. So as long as we got Miller and a healthy offensive line and shit, we're going to be dynamite.
That's the only thing that scares me is Colton Miller, man. If he's not ready by the 27th, that's 4 games he's out.
Yeah, well, the thing I think that happens if Miller's not playing, you're going to be putting months.
They already said, just so people know, they already said that if they were to start the game tomorrow, Miller would start on the game. They said that the only reason he ain't playing right now is because they already know what they got in him, and there's no reason to bring him back out with the surgery he just had done.
Yeah,
to
which
put him
makes
on the
sense.
field for
You don't
pointless
need
reps.
Not really. It don't make sense at all because even how good he is, he's still in a whole new system, running a
No, he's
whole
played
new
in
wide
this
zone
system
and all that
already
shit.
with John Gruden.
He's got to get
system.
camaraderie with those guys though that he has in there with JPJ. He's never played next to him. Like he's got a whole new guard next to him. You got to get timing, just like the quarterback with the receivers. You got to have timing with the guys next to you on the line. That's the
He's
first
gonna
line
play
of
his
defense.
job
Like,
just fine. It's JPJ that needs to get the timing. It ain't got nothing to do with Colton.
but
It's
both
just
of
like
them.
if
But
Trent Williams or any other guy goes to any team, he ain't gonna be worrying about that dude to him. He gonna do his job. So Colton Miller gonna know his job. He's played in the system before.
yeah,
So
but you
John
got to
Gruden-
know the guy next to you knows his job, and he's not going to have JPJ's not getting no reps to learn the system. Like
JPJ better do his job and get the reps he does to whoever's over there, Pete right now or
Yeah,
not.
that's
still,
what
like,
I was talking about.
Colton not working out and all that shit. Like, how's he going to be in shape, bro? He's not doing nothing. You got to do something in the off season to like look what happened to Jacobs last year holding out, and he come in and man,
He most definitely been working out. He's been there the whole entire time. He just ain't been playing. He's been training. He's been working out. He's been doing it the whole entire deal. He just has not taken no reps. He's been in the building the whole time. So
that little out route. I mean, that little little chip pass. Little toss. It's like a halfback toss pass or touch pass or something.
this guy, dude, he'll run in the halfback, tight end, freaking receiver. I mean, shit.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just looking at some of the players. It's like
position.
they put him he was pretty much at the halfback spot there with that touch pass or whatever you want to call it. Like a touch pass.
You look at here, he's in a 4. What is he in a 4 right here? Inside.
Like
I mean, this guy he
like
plays
everywhere,
everywhere out there. That's why I just think this guy is just a massive.
He's just too dynamic, man. He's so dynamic.
It has to come down to how the players are gonna or the coaches are going to utilize them, because sometimes you end up with too many people, too many good people. How do you spread the ball around? Everybody's got to have fair receptions, catches, however they're going to do this. You got 3 good ass receivers, 2 good ass tight ends, good halfback. I mean, you got all kinds of.
I reckon we're going to have 2 really good halfbacks with Lube and
Sweet Malcolm BZ, man. Appreciate you, bro.
That's it, BZ.
Yeah, I think when you have freaking. Yeah, I mean, Dylan most definitely, but I keep saying those guys' snaps are going to be, they'll be down there. They'll be more special teams. I mean, it's going to be a Zamir.
I like the fact that, I don't know if you want to bring up that topic next with Lube, where AP spoke on it a little bit.
Yeah, he said a lot of good stuff about Labe, which I wouldn't expect that from him to just key in on the rookie like that. But man, it sounds like he is super big on that.
Yeah, pretty much referred. Yeah, he's super big on him. He pretty much said he's going to be a great special teams player. But not only that, what stood out to me is when he said he's going to be a gritty third down back, and that tells me that he's battling hard for that spot over Amir Abdullah right now.
He said he's a matchup nightmare. Those were his words exactly. He said this kid is a matchup nightmare for anybody on the field.
Yep, facts. And I think that's why I think he's going to be. I think if he keeps projecting the way he is right now through camp, and once the pads come on, he keeps same level of play. I think that, or even gets better.
You want Biden on our side? Fuck.
I think that I think Lube is going to win that RB2 spot.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's definitely taking that. He's going to get. I've been saying it before practice or before he was even drafted. I said Labe's going to come to the Raiders. It's exactly the type of back we need. AP's going to love that mentality that he has, that blue nose hard work mentality. And once you get him on the field and get pads on him, he's just going to show even more of that. He's just dynamic with the ball in his hands, and he's so good at catching the ball. You can't keep him off the field, dude. It's just a matter of time before he's number 1.
Well, he broke all kinds of receiving records for New Hampshire, and then not only that, if you look at some of the plays that he made in New Hampshire, there was ones where they had him on that wheel route, like we were talking about earlier, where he literally burnt DBs down the sideline for touchdowns to the house. Like
he was smoking Quinyon Mitchell at the. He smoked Quinyon Mitchell in the
number 1 corner of the draft.
Yeah, he was working him in practice over and over again. They were showing highlights of like, damn, this Dylan Labe is working the projected number 1 corner in the draft.
He was like a Senior Bowl standout. Freaking
schooling that dude.
Yeah, it was a Senior Bowl standout, and he was a standout at the combine too.
Yeah, and that's probably why they took Bowers over him at that pick. So,
yep,
because they were big on Quinyon Mitchell, and then they were like, man, this dude's getting smoked.
Something got him off of it. Something got him off of it right away.
It was probably Labe, and that's what got them looking at Labe. They were like, wait a minute, who's this little badass white boy with just put his nose down?
The thing about Valesco is he looked at Dylan Olave like Eckler for the Chargers because he's damn near the exact same player, build wise, player wise, catching, running wise. The difference is I think this is probably the player that they wanted Eckler to become. I think this is what that Eckler was supposed to be, is that true all-around type back, where this guy's going to be it. I've said it. I've literally said I talked to
special teams, receiver, running back.
Olave, man, in year one can jeopardize Amir White's job if he's not on top of his shit. The guy's just got all the aspects. I was big time on frickin' Blake, dude, from frickin' Michigan, for us grabbing him because of his same type of gameplay. The second I knew that other people were targeting him before us, dude, I targeted this guy. Obviously, frickin' Ozzy targeted him too. But the reason it wasn't hard to target that guy is because every single school record he's broke on catching, rushing, every single deal, big play, big everything. So.
And they took him from running back his senior year and moved him to receiver. He was so damn good. They're like, man, we'll just put you at receiver. Like your senior year, we'll just move you over here. He played most of the snaps for at wide receiver and slot.
Yeah, and he still is he's a beast, bro. You can't stop him, man. And that's why I've said when we got him, I was just like, you're not going to get past that one, man.
Like, what the hell?
He had 387 yards in one game.
Yeah,
387 or 67, 360, 50 something, 300 and something yards in one game.
Yeah, and it might be FCS, but that's still serious numbers there for FCS.
If you can do that in the NFL, you're keeping your job for a long time. You just have one game like that,
you just got to get 100, 150, and you'll be just fine. I mean, if he's busting 100 yards out in a game on 15 to 20 reps, dude, and count, and he's splitting, let's say that Zeus is getting anywhere between 20, 25, he's getting anywhere between 10 and 15 solid snaps per game.
I mean, I said it before.
Make a pretty big jump here. He's gonna have 600 yards, man, easily in rushing and receiving easily.
Oh yeah, in all-purpose yards for sure.
Damn right.
And then if you had special teams, it could be over. If you had like special teams yards, it could crack near 1,000. If you had special teams yard, like punt return, kick return type.
Oh yeah. If Zeus,
I think that dude can average 20 yards.
Zeus goes back to the old Zeus where the beginning of his career when he couldn't hold on to the ball, which I don't want to put that shit out there and knock on something, but if he goes back to that fumbleitis he had in the beginning, like, man, you can see a whole lot more Olave and Madison also. Because Dylan Labe's he don't turn the ball over. Like that dude, he's not a turnover machine. He holds the ball. He's dynamic with the ball in his hand. He knows the plays. He reads defenses great. Like that kid's he can block. Everybody's like, well, he can't block. Wait till he has to block one of these linebackers. Wait till you see him block one of these linebackers in the NFL.
That's why I can't wait for pads to come on, because I think once the pads come on, you're going to see the running backs block.
Yeah. Wait till you see these dudes post up one of these. Wait till you see.
There's a reason that Zamir's pushing
209 pound ass post up one of these linebackers.
230. He's gonna have no problem blocking at 235, 250.
He had like over 25 reps on the bench press.
Same job. They just run fucking people over. Linebacker runs you over. Halfback runs you over.
And that's why I said Zeus is going to be a ground and pound running back, like just running guys over and stuff.
He's
like
going
that.
to be our
He's going to be like your Derrick Henry type running back, and then Lube is going to be that elusive, Austin Eckler.
Zamir's going to catch balls too.
Thunder and lightning.
Last year,
like
he made big
Tyrone Wheatley in the
post. Oh yeah, he can catch too, but I just say Lube has a bit better hands. That's all.
We have like a Wheatley and Kaufman days.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Well, Wheatley wasn't a catcher. Wheatley was a straight power back, and he was a big body dude that run you over. Gardner, that's why Gardner was brought in here to run with him, because he was more of the runner, straight scat back.
Yeah, but he was explosive when he got shit when he ran people over like Zeus. Zeus won't be catching that much.
Zeus will also catch balls. Like Zeus showed last year, he can catch and run in the open field. I mean,
he did it, Georgia.
There's nothing lacking him in catching or not. So I don't know. People come up with narratives about people Zeus showed us in just a few games he can catch and run. So
Oh yeah, shit.
Josh Jacobs, it took him 4 years to get to
But he's
go
not a
from
Olave.
50 yards
Yeah,
to
I said that the whole time. When
300.
George
You know,
was
it
in, I
took
said
him multiple years to double up his shit.
Oh, he was.
since Sammy Comic has more.
He never had
receiving
Zeus.
touchdowns than
Jacobs
has
never
in the
had a
NFL.
receiving touchdown in his career.
Yeah.
Like
That,
dude,
That's what I'm saying.
dude's
that's
never
why-
scored
Comic
receiving
has more
one time.
receiving touchdowns in the NFL than Jacobs.
That's
does,
why I
'cause
think the reason that
Sincere put
Dylan
that
Olave
receiving
is
touchdown in
going to
the
match
preseason.
up with Zeus so well is because Dylan Olave will match up with Zeus so well is because Zeus and him can run and catch. They can both do. They're not going to be predictable people. If Olave has to run, he's going to run you over. He's going to come right at you the same fucking way. He's not a guy that's going to look to run to the outside to get away from a guy. If he sees the hole, he's going to punch the hole, man. Like
I've seen that
he
dude
can run
jump
right
over
up
four
the
feet.
gut.
We're basically afraid to take a hit. That's for sure.
And that's the thing about same thing with freaking Zeus. Zeus can run inside, run outside. He's got great vision, man. I said it when we were watching those videos, dude. I said it's counterproductive.
I don't know. His vision was suspect, like at the
When it
beginning of
first
the year
started-
and last year, but it
Hey,
got
when he
better as
first
the year
started,
went
I
on.
said I called
His
him running
vision
in
got
the
better,
back of the
but
lines.
I don't
and
know.
Yeah,
moving,
he said
man.
he said he
I
hit
said straight up.
he said he hit a flagpole in an open field.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
fool
that's exactly
was
what I
running
said.
in the
I said
lineman
he
at
hit out
first.
in an open field.
But
He was fucking
I think
finding
he
a
took
way
that.
to hit a
I think he
flagpole.
took
I
that
said it.
criticism, that kind of criticism from
But he
fans.
started getting
fix that
he
shit.
started getting better vision though. It progressed last year a lot.
Hey, FaZe, all he's got to do is get one, bro. He just got to get one. He already beat Jacobs, so shit.
He said Labe will have more receiving yards than Jacobs in 1 year. Yeah, that
He
won't
said
be hard.
receiving
Receiving touchdowns, yeah,
than
that would be hard
Jacobs
to
this
one
year.
receiving touchdown.
Oh yeah, you
I
only
said
got
all he got to do is
get
just
one.
get one. Shit, he beat him
I
right there.
guarantee
He beat
you,
his career. He beat his career.
Labe's gonna have one of those probably by week 3 or 4.
Don't get Lavi might have it in week 1 against the Chargers, bro.
I'll take that too, but I'm saying like
you know,
might
when you put
baby
Lavi in
steps,
that
baby
backfield with
steps.
2 tight ends, man, and you don't know what the hell's about to happen there. I mean,
What I would like to see, but I don't know if we're gonna run it. I don't know if we'll run it. It's
Our
how
whole link
this.
tree offensively is crazy. It's crazy. Receiver to tight end to receiver to halfback. It's all crazy link, man. It doesn't matter if you pull a receiver out, put a tight end in there, take out tight end out, put a halfback there, take a halfback out, put another tight end or a tight end over a tight end or receiver over receiver, or tight end receiver or halfback. Like you have so many fucking options there.
That's why
it's ridiculous.
The one thing I would like to see is, and the Saints have done it a couple of times, is when you have the two. You know how you have that formation where you got a halfback on each side of the quarterback, the two halfback formation. Where you have a halfback on each side of the quarterback.
Yeah.
I want to see some plays out of that formation with what the halfbacks that we have, because then you can have Zeus and Lube on the field at the same time, like 3 receivers and a tight end or something like that. I think it is.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that formation at least a couple of times.
I mean, you can run jumbo tight end positions where you bring in a 6 lineman, man, where your tight end sitting on the line. Then you got your tight end and your fullback position with your halfback sitting behind them. You can run those sets however you want. You can go tight end, halfback, tight end, fullback.
We can even run the option.
Halfback.
What do you call that 2 halfback one? I can't remember. Is it a 23 personnel or some crap like that? Like the 2 halfback one?
2 halfbacks, yeah, 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's dangerous depending on how your front core line is. I mean,
2-1 and 2.
Yep, and
just
like
because
if you had it,
you wouldn't want to run it all the time or nothing, but you could run it here and there to keep defenses on their toes.
It was like the wishbone shit.
So look, in just that formation alone, you can bring a tight end to the line, put a receiver or halfback down on the back, which is a Lave. Then you bring Aidan to the line. He calls audible. Brings down the tight end, puts him down as the blocking now in the halfback or in the halfback position, takes his receiving tight end, puts him up on the line as a receiver, forces the corner now if he's blitzing on the line to pull the fuck off because he's like, all right, this dude, he gets behind me, he's going to get fucking yards.
And then you got Jacoby.
Or the middle linebacker over the edge sitting there to play safe now because he's like, shit, can't go up there because now I got a guy going to come block me. It changed the whole fucking way the game gets played just off audibling one dude out and putting the other guy with the same personnel on the same
that's
play.
what I'm thinking.
And then you got Jacoby that can throw the ball out of the backfield. Like you could run plays handing off to him and have him fucking throwing options and running options. Like I'd like to see Jacoby get in there and run some option plays. Like that'd be nice too.
That secondary D personnel
with the backs we got, like run a couple option plays with Jacoby. Our Gardner, I guess
you can
Gardner
run
probably
11
run
to
the
12
option.
to 21, 22, 23. I mean, you can run a lot of personnel styles out of there that are going to benefit us
21,
massively.
22, 5 wide.
Yep, massive. Oh, 5 wide. I've said it. That's our money right there, bro. We can become the fucking 2000 Rams greatest show on turf, bro. If Aidan turns out to be any type of Tom Brady-ish type in the pocket, can beat it on a player.
I already see that shit in him, like standing in the pocket.
That's why I always said
people are gonna eat,
accuracy
bro.
and ball placement
Dangerous
is key.
offense in the league if the quarterback position is solidified. I've said it. You get a player like
easy.
Mahomes, any type.
Easy.
Bring up Jared Allen here. Bring any type. Bring a Herbert. Put him on this line, and he throwing for 5,000 yards. Not even if, and, or but, dude.
I think Aidan can too, and Gardner this year.
Yep, any guy that's a
if Gardner gets in there and doesn't turn the ball over, I think both of these guys can throw for over 5,000 yards or close to it, like in 30 touchdowns.
I don't think
Gardner's never too many weapons. My two cents says when the pads come on, Lobby's in for a whole other world. Bro, I think he's up for the challenge. Dylan Labe, he's been there, done that. I think he's not afraid to get smacked around by these dudes. Or he's going to lay the lumber back. That dude's a brick shit house, man.
And speaking of that, we're going to watch this dude's highlights from college. Because listen, I've said there are players. Look, there are players that you put the pads on, they get fucking angrier.
Yeah, and he's that dude.
Bro.
He's that dude, like Woo Governor.
So when the coaches told me, like, hey, put those pads on, let that guy talk shit, and you can just level the shit out of him on the field, and they can't do nothing. I'm like, fuck, let's go. You know,
let's do it.
I played offense and defense just for that reason. Oh, you want to talk shit to me on that side? Fuck it, I'll go run your ass over at the halfback. Oh, fuck, you want to talk shit on that side? Hey, wait till you're fucking daydreaming in the sky, butterfly, looking for that ball when I just light your ass up. You know, like, it ain't gonna happen, man. Like some people, it just gets worse when the pads come on. You know what I mean? Like, it just gets worse. So, and Olave and Bowers and Tommy Eichenberg,
Raider Paul, you don't know what he is yet. Nobody does.
And he said no one is Tom Brady. Stop that, Kev.
Man, you don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows.
You always come in and choose your shit right at that 1 second, bro.
Nobody knows.
I give you props, man. Go with it. But long story short, when you look at those types of players, in my opinion, there are certain players that just get stronger. Dylan Olave is a strong player. We'll watch his highlights here for a few minutes, 5-6 minutes. We'll talk on it.
It's like that Woo Governor type shit.
Look at players. You got to look at players. Look at fighters that enter the UFC rings and so on. There's fighters that are there to get money. Then there's fighters like Nick Diaz that just flip your ass off in your face when he's bleeding from the face, telling you to bring it on more, motherfucker. Like, there are dudes that
my 2 cents. It doesn't matter if you play for a smaller school, bro. Those guys are still just as big and as fast as all those guys in Ohio, in Georgia, and Alabama. Just because he played for New Hampshire, they still got guys that are just as big and fast and strong. Like, they still have stars.
So that right there should say small schools don't matter worth the shit.
Yeah, so it don't matter if you're that you still have the same size players. Like, they're just as fast, just as strong, and hit just as hard. Like, it's just the same as any running back for any school. You're going to get that NFL woke moment. There. But I think a lot of people are going to try to hit Dylan Labe and going to be like, holy shit, and get that, oh my goodness moment. Because that kid he don't go down on the first hit. Like, he bounces off people like a bowling ball.
Yeah, not only that, there's a lot of kids that come from college that don't condition, dude. So like in the aspect of what 2 cents is saying, yes, a lot of people that come from college, they don't condition enough. They don't, they're not ready for the year one transition. So yeah, they'll probably fall off or they don't last out the year. Lavi's already made the transition. He has the weight, he has the build. He's shown in camp the whole entire time. You
keep hearing good things every time about him.
A transitional player that spent more times in interviews and pictures and so on. He got acclimated in the books and in the room. He most definitely very skilled player, and he's going to show it 100%. I bet hardcore money. I'll bet hardcore money he's going to take freaking Alexander Madison's job, bro. He's going to take his job. I have it coming, bro.
Oh yeah,
because.
I've been saying all along, Amir Abdullah is not going to make this team because of Labe.
This guy's deal, man, nowhere close. But hey, like I always say, I appreciate everybody's comments in the chat. So everybody don't ever take offense when everybody's debating here or debating there. It's all football talk.
We know, brother. We're just
on this channel.
We just talk
on this channel. Yeah, exactly. All of us talk. I mean, like I say with Raider Paul, troll or not, or if that's your real takes, it's your takes, bro. But I've always say you put smoke in the chat and you're gonna get fired. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, as long as everybody's cool with it and don't want to argue and fight over it, then it's a cool conversation and a good show. You know, that's
Aidan
what we all
O'Connell
want.
did
is
not
good
throw 4
conversation.
picks against the Vikings,
Yeah.
bro.
I think it was like what, 1 pick or something. I
He
think.
did not throw 4 picks in any game. What the fuck are you
Yeah.
talking about, bro?
AOC threw 4 picks.
Don't
against
come
the
talking shit
Vikings.
without facts. You can't make shit up just to get people riled up, bro. That's garbage.
Yeah, he's that's most definitely
Trolling, bro. Trolling, dude.
Yeah, he may have got sacked by 7 times in a game, but he didn't throw no 4.
He didn't throw 4 picks in any game. He threw 3 in the Miami game. 2 of them were tip balls by Josh Jacobs.
That is facts, man. AOC couldn't fucking score against the Chiefs, but he put up 63. Well, he put up 45 and franchise record of 63. That's not any Rich Gannon, Derek Carr, Todd Stetler, or any person that's ever played for us put up ever. So I guess that's just how you look at it,
right?
I mean, yeah, I mean that's not the first team to ever lay down.
Yeah, he threw 1 pick, like I said, in the Vikings game. It was 1.
Everybody can come with the negativest things,
and it was 21 or 32 in that game.
If you're gonna hold the standard to him, you have to hold it to the standard of 50 years of football play. And if you don't know the standard of 50 years, then you shouldn't talk in those aspects, because for any person that indicates that
65 years if you're a Raider fan,
or you're a car lover or car, listen,
it's very 1 pick Raider
the Raiders without talking about fucking car.
He was 21 and 32.
Great goddamn facts. And if you don't like it, you shouldn't be a Raider fucking fan. And that's just facts again, because the history of the game doesn't go away because of fans fucking.
You can only post pics in the chat if they're naked, anonymous.
I mean, I'm gonna talk about Jimmy G's sorry fucking ass when I told everybody that fool should never come to this fucking team. I told everybody and their mom that's the biggest mistake you can make in this franchise. We're making the dumbest fucking thing to miss out on CJ Stroud and get Jimmy and dump Carr. Fuck, we're dumb as hell. I said it the whole time. I got 50 videos of it.
I was saying it too. I was like, man, as soon as I was like, oh my God, they just made the worst mistake ever, bro. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Derek Carr got 10 games without a win, 3 games wins, and then no more.
I gotta pee.
And him to be the franchise leader in almost all of our stats for 8 to 10 years. That's crazy. Yeah, I said it. O'Connell had better fucking first year than all them dudes put together. Like, fuck, dude, his first year is phenomenal compared to most people. So I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta look at it from a rookie standpoint, not a bloody veteran standpoint.
We uploaded a video we can actually watch because it's our video now, so we can post it and we'll watch that highlight video tonight. Nice. And long story short is like too many people have too much misinformation on our players or our shit. And if you're a real Raider fan, then you are very behind the times in the actual information that you get. You're just going, look at, this is the thing that I always try to challenge any person. You don't got to take my information, man. Just go to Google, put Raider News, find 2 articles of the same shit, and tell me if they don't say the exact same article or if it doesn't have one guy saying one thing and another guy saying the other thing. There's no consistency. These are the top people that sit in those buildings all day long watching it from the same eyes with this dude standing right next to him, and this guy has one article and this guy has another article. How do you have 2 different things if only one thing's happening on the field?
What about the Chargers game, Paul?
Source that you're getting, or where you're getting it from before you bring up those deals. To imply that Gardner Mitchell's better than him, show me where. Gardner been a starter in Jacksonville, 21 and 6 touchdowns, 3,200 yards. That's not a fucking starter deal. What did he go 16-5 the following year?
That's
with
worse than Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz did better than that.
Behind Philadelphia for 2 straight years with a 4-1 touchdown and a 3 touchdown ratio, and he had fucking 400 yards. That's not a starter. If he went to the Colts, man, he didn't even beat out freaking Anthony Richardson. Richardson beat him out as a drafted player that was garbage and took his ass, got the starting job, got only played because of a fucking injury. And then guess what Gardner got? He got the best one of the best lines in football, got one of the best fucking wide receiver cores in football, one of the best halfback cores in football, and he probably got one of the top 3 play callers in all of football. And he only got 3,200 yards and fucking 15 touchdowns and 9 interceptions with 8 forced fumbles in 15 games. And he's going to take us to a Super Bowl? Hell fuck no. Derek Carr's worst year here was 19-10, bro, with 3,200 yards. And hell no. No, Derek Carr, 4,100 yards, 4,800 yards, fucking 30 touchdowns, all this shit. To imply that Gardner's 15 average fucking ass with 15 touchdowns taking us to any playoff game, you're delusional as hell. The only way that's going to happen is if it's a fucking Niners defense that's the third best in the NFL history, or the Baltimore Ravens that got number 1 defense in NFL history. So, I mean, that's not going to happen. So to imply that Gardner is better, that's a bullshit story. And whoever the fuck told you it is fucking full of shit too. Like, Gardner's got a career fucking backup. That's what it fucking says. His whole fucking career. Back the fuck up.
Yeah.
Back the fuck up. I got the
Whoever's saying
clipboard.
that Gardner is a
I can bring
starter,
it to you. That's what it fucking
or
says.
some
And not
superstar
only
quarterback
that,
or
what
whatever.
is he trying to do?
smoking meth
Fucking
or
trying
they're
to
being
try out
paid.
for movie tryouts
Say
for
it.
fucking Napoleon Dynamite 2? Fuck, that's what he's doing. He's already taken his photos in our fucking media day. Like that
The
fool
van
ain't here
down by the river.
to football. He's here to take pictures to go be a fucking movie star in somebody else's shit, you know?
Look, I like Gardner, dude. I'm not bagging on Gardner. I love Gardner. I think he could run this team, but I don't think he's beating out AOC.
And like we said, we've both Dustin and I both said he's the best backup in the league.
Yeah, I think Gardner could run this team if he has to, but I don't think he
But
has
no
to.
damn
I don't
starter
think he
over
has
Aidan,
to.
That's for damn sure.
He's got Aidan O'Connell's got this shit. Like
I
there's
put
too many.
$1,000
There's too
right
many
now.
players.
Close, man. It's not even close.
1,000 cash. 1,000 cash. Aidan gonna smoke his ass. Aidan smoking him. $1,000 right now, man. He ain't Gardner gonna be holding his fucking clipboard, bro. Listen to this. Listen, if you guys think I'm lying, man, and you want to prove me wrong, go get any information that's on the internet right now on YouTube. Look up every single video and show me. I'll prove it. I'll prove it right now. Every single camp, every single video, every single fucking time that Gardner's taking the field, he's dotting the ball at players' toes, over their fucking head by fucking 20 yards, fucking missing. Aidan has yet to fucking dog anybody
Gardner
like
has
that.
made some. Gardner has made some plays out there.
Right here every time, or right fucking here in his hands every time. Devontae down there, get to the sideline right here, fucking right over the top, burning motherfuckers. Jacoby on the sidelines, over the top, right there. Boom! They ain't turning around. Fucking get it behind them. They're not fucking slowing down. Oh, hold on. Fuck no. Aidan,
Real talk though, I've seen Gardner. I've seen Carter Bradley throw better balls than Minshew. Like I've seen him throw some deep balls, and Anthony Brown. Like
got a fucking arm.
Gardner Minshew might have to.
Bro, he got a good arm, man.
Gardner Minshew might have to worry about not only Aidan O'Connell, but he might have to worry about the second spot the way Carter Bradley and Anthony Brown are.
Can you guys see this? Can you guys see the screen here?
Man.
I'm gonna put this shit to bed right now.
Yeah, he's not even pushing Aidan. That fool over there. The only thing he doing is he got a backup title. Fucking, that's all he's doing.
How can you miss that throw? How can you miss that throw? Wide open. He's got the guy beat. Tell me that. I'm going to rewind that shit again. You can tell me this guy's going to be better than Aidan O'Connell and you can't even make that.
Yes, break it down. Break it down.
Man, this is what cost the bloody toes behind them and freaking above them too much. Just way too fucking
Scroll down.
I think I rewinded a bit too much. It'd be in the next play. But yeah, wait for the next play. It's the next play after this one.
Yeah, the next play is the same.
Yeah, it's this one, and then you guys are close up.
After the whole damn video,
you have to scroll down or something.
Yeah, no, it'll yeah, here we go. This is the next one. So yeah, watch this. You can't even hit the dude 10 yards up. How can you miss that? Dude's wide
open. That's a wide open first down plus some.
It's fucking wide the fuck open.
Wide open.
Yeah, exactly. If you can't hit that, that's 10 yards because the line is.
But he's a mobile quarterback that throws on the run.
He's passing to the 30-yard line.
But he's a mobile quarterback that throws on the run.
25 to the 30, man. It's 5 yards. 25 to the 30. They're on the 25, and he's passing it to about the 30, 32. It's a 5 to 7 yard pass, and you can't even hit a wide open tight end on a 5 to 7 yard pass under pressure, man. Like, get the fuck out of here.
He said guard dog needs to smoke stronger sticks to overcome Colton.
What's wrong?
Listen, dude. I'm like this, man. I've always said like I like Gardner, man, so I don't want people to misunderstand why.
It's not I don't like the dude, but it's just not gonna. It doesn't have the accuracy.
I like it a lot.
We can't see that when you say he's trash and misses every throw.
Yeah, he's better for our team. Aidan's just better for the team, salary wise, long term wise. If his connection does work with our players,
man,
he's a better player for the franchise.
We have him under a rookie contract for 3 more years. Like, you know how many people we could sign with that dude?
And
dude.
I
He's
keep
a
saying
true
this again and
quarterback,
again and
man.
again.
This is my thing on it.
I don't
Aidan,
give two shits
Aidan
about
has to
mobility
be-
compared to arm talent and bloody ball accuracy and ball placement.
This is my take on it. Everybody wants Gardner, but if you want Gardner, you know we're going to lose probably Malcolm Kuntz. We're going to lose Nate Hobbs. We're going to lose Marcus Epps. We're going to lose Trayvon Moore. We're going to lose one of these guys if Gardner does make the team because he's going to want more fucking money. AOC is under a rookie contract, and we can pay him the $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $3 million, whatever he's making, $2 million a year. He's making $1 million now. So what if we give him a little bit more, 2, 3, but still under a rookie contract, we have the money to afford to keep Devontae Adams, to keep Nate Hobbs, to keep Malcolm Kuntz, to keep Trayvon Moore, to keep Marcus Epps,
but most
to
importantly,
keep Robert Spillane. We
the
have to
kid's
keep
arm
these
talent
guys,
is
and
way
the
better.
only way we do that is if AOC takes the bull by the horns and wins this starting job, and we have a quarterback of the future under a rookie contract. That's what's going to make this team
I
great.
think I know
Why
what
do
I'm going
people
to do.
not
I'm going
understand that
to make
shit?
I'm going to make a side-by-side comparison video later between Gardner at the Colts and bloody Aidan. Like,
I just don't see why people can't comprehend that. Like, we need Aidan to be
That's
that
what
man. We need him under that rookie contract so we can keep the players we have, dude. If we have to pay Gardner more money and
I
he
just don't know
balls
what
out
games
this year and
people are
gets to
watching, though.
play,
That's the thing.
we're screwed. We're losing players on the defense that we can't afford to lose.
If people can't see the similarities between Gardner and Jimmy G when it comes to like putting the ball on the money, like even on 5 to 7 yard, 10-yard passes, he has an accuracy problem just like Jimmy had.
Yep,
he always throws it like too far in front or behind.
And
isn't
that what Devontae complained about on the
exactly.
receiver
exactly
the
what he
whole
complained
time?
about on
He
receiver.
complained about guys not being able to get him the ball where he needed the ball or miss him on a wide open play, like Jimmy G missed him on a wide open touchdown, like overthrows him 20 yards. Like that's what Gardner does. He overthrows people under pressure when the pocket folds. If he doesn't get outside of the pocket and make a play, he's not a great pocket passer.
I'll find
make
another
plays
play for you
great
guys.
in
The one
pocket.
where he misses a
Unless
wide
they're
open
10, 15 yards.
exactly what Devontae was talking
He's
about.
like he reminds me of a Bo Nix kind of like he like Anna Rich Gannon. Like he likes those short plays. If we're just gonna run short plays all the time, then Garner's our guy because he can throw short slants all day long. But if you got to go over 15, 20 yards, bro, he's not our guy.
We're not, just believe me. And look, at just a 2 cent just for the conversation of the contract. No contract is ever fully guaranteed or inked because look at frickin' what's his name over there with Howard. Howard, man, went out 1 year, balled out, got a brand new contract, and demanded a brand new contract the very next year. Like just because a guy signs a contract, doesn't mean
if he balls out, he's going to be like, bro, I'm renegotiating. Shit. Like, I'm not going to be your starter for $8 million a season.
At any given time, a player can get an agent and they can force contract issues regardless. There's nothing in blood for anything. They can hold out, retire for a year, and go somewhere else. There's always outs in any contract that's ever made. So
and the only way you're going to get a starting quarterback to play for Gardner Mitchell's money.
But if he wanted to prove a purpose, he could most definitely do it. So if Gardner came out here and let's just say that Gardner's never thrown for over 3,500 yards or 20 touchdowns. Let's say Gardner comes here, he throws for 4,500 yards, freaking 35 touchdowns, pushes into the playoffs, gets us an AFC championship game.
He's not playing for $8 million. I guarantee you that.
$30-40 million. You think he comes back here for $10 million next year? Nope, don't work that way, bro. His contract will most definitely meet up in the offseason, and he's going to most definitely get that shit reworked. And that's where the conversation comes in. We have 34 on the books right now. Are we going to jeopardize that 34 million for Gardner? Or are we I'd rather give my money to Kuntz over Gardner any day of the week, dude, and that's just facts.
Same fucking game.
Savannah, please go ahead.
Here we go, misses him wide open. That's like see, threw it too far in front.
Even the receivers like damn it.
Devontae. Yeah, so I'll just rewind it again. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, the receiver's like, see, he's got the man beat, and look, overthrows him by fucking 10 yards. Just like Jimmy G did to Adams. Same shit. Exactly the same. Exactly the same shit Jimmy did to Adams that Adams was complaining about on the receiver show.
I can't read the question, my 2 cents. I don't know. I don't get it. Should Minshew do such con all 12 as a starter? What? I don't know. I'm confused.
I think he's saying Connell was the starter. I think he's saying.
He's projected to be the starter.
so-
Like it's his job to
Yeah.
lose. He's not the starter yet. He still has to earn that shit or not get beat out. He don't have to earn it. He just has to don't not get beat out, basically.
Yeah, the thing is that for Menchu to get the starting job, he had to be that much better than Aidan, and he's just not because he doesn't have the arm talent to be.
Well, we were having a chat like, shit. I'm going on 6 hours of lives today. Woo! Pat me on the back. So 6.5 hours of live. But we were talking earlier, and they were.
Everybody, I wouldn't sleep on Bo, man. I've said it since last year. Bo next is not gonna.
Yeah,
everybody thinks Bo
we'll
sucks,
about
man.
that.
Bo don't suck, bro. Bo is a great player, man. And I would have taken his ass in a heartbeat to our Raiders with this team right here. We would have fucking murdered people. But
you would have took him. You think he's better than AOC? You would have took him over AOC?
I would have taken him over Jaden Daniels, anybody. And I've said that since last year. I said the second that we didn't take CJ Stroud in last year's draft, when I advocated the whole time that we should have traded with the Cardinals to grab his ass. I said the whole time that we should have taken a CJ. And I said, if we don't take CJ, we have to take Bo next, man. He fits our scheme. He fits our team. He is a perfect mold for what we do, man. And especially with a guy like Luke Gessie or Sean Payton, this guy's going to kill it, man. I've always said quarterbacks are they're a product of the guy that's coaching them, dude. They're not a product of the team.
Well, Sean Payton's going to get the best out of him, but that dude's in the combine, he wasn't great. His accuracy, he reminds me of a Rich Gannon. He's great on the short passes, short plays, getting out of the pocket if he has to, scrambling. But when it comes to accuracy on that deep ball, bro, he struggles a little bit.
He didn't get 45 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and fucking 4,500 yards on sucking on not throwing the deep ball. So
I know I've seen the games. I'm just saying there weren't too many big play touchdowns. There weren't too many deep ball touchdowns.
I watched him his whole entire career. I watched him when he transferred. I watched him come here. I watched him right after Herbert. I watched the kid play in between. I mean,
I wouldn't have took Knicks over Aidan O'Connell though. There ain't no way. I keep
watch. I said it. I'm a stand by, man.
We have to watch. We'll see. We play them twice a year. We'll have to. We have to watch.
I said it, man. I thought that most definitely is going to be a hurt one, man. Freaking for sure. Ducks fans and would not take next. Duck fan would not take. Says you won't throw deep on us. G. He said, well, you got to have a second corner to be able to back up those. And don't get me wrong, if you get the play out of Epps and Morick this year, you're probably right. That's exactly the mentality that we're hoping for. That's exactly what they were brought here for. It's exactly what they're,
facts, my 2 cents.
So that's why I always say when you're building your teams, man, our team looks really good in practice and against what we're doing. Nothing against it, like I've always said, but again, the cornerback position is still improving outside of Jack Jones. Nate Hobbs is the only other guy, but even then, he still had a down year. He had his good years when he started. I mean, there's a lot of things.
I think Hobbs will be better this year because he'll probably be more nickel this year.
That's where he needs to go. He needs to go straight
to he needs to stay in the nickel, man. He's a nickel player.
When he came into the game. So if you're going to play players to their talents, I think you got to play them where they're at. It's just like I said about
Hobbs, just like everybody else, was a different player when AP took over, though. That was a big thing, too. When AP took over, his game spiked just like everybody else's on that defense.
Yeah, I mean, coaches and player style matters massively. I mean, we took Joyner from the Rams that played safety, which was good. We brought him over here, tried to play him in fucking corner, got burnt, and then he went over to the Jets and played fine at safety. I mean,
we also brought Little over here.
Yeah, because Joyner was a good safety for the Rams, and then he played shit at nickel for us, then went, like you said, to the Jets and played good at safety.
I mean, it's just how the transition of players go.
Like Corey Little, we brought Corey Little over here, and he was a Pro Bowl linebacker. He come over here and sucked. He was a sucked ass worse than Marcus Peters.
That's facts. So we're going to hop in the next conversation, which is going to be Bennett versus Richardson. So a lot of reports come out of the camp right now that Bennett has obviously showed up in year 2 to fight for that job, and they say he's
11-6, Billy. 11-6.
Most definitely fighting for the position, most definitely fighting for that spot. When you got a guy like Richardson, man, though, like they've said about him, the guy's just straight dog. He's 6'2", runs a 4.3 40, keeps pace with Tyreek Hill
and
Trey Tucker. he's out there just keeping pace with them. I mean, there's a lot of deals out there from Tucker, from from Tucker and so many other people talking about Richardson's gameplay, man. Like, he's fast as shit. He's big-bodied player. He can get over the top, can test players. He's a hard hitter every single time, even without pads. He's pressing on players, pushing on players. There's been numerous reports that if they were to start a game tomorrow, that it would be Bennett that would be the starting corner in that position. But there's also a lot of people that are sitting right behind him that are advocating that don't sleep on Richardson, because Richardson can push that job. Richardson can push for that job over Bennett. And again, when you're looking at the Raiders' history and the Raiders' style of play, we've always pushed for 6-foot players, 6'2", lanky, long players, got speed, looking towards Woodson, looking towards what's his name? Frickin' was with Philly and us. Frickin' why am I blanking his name right now? Starts with an A, man, and I just can't. Oh shit! The corner that was here in the early 2000s, man.
Casey Hayward.
Oh man, in the early 2000s,
Oh, 2000
corners, man. He
He
came in after Woodson, dude.
Nnamdi Asomugha.
Nnamdi. Yeah.
So Asomugha, players like them are just type man up players. At the end of the day,
MJ Devonshire reminds me a lot more of Asomugha, his style play.
Yeah. And so when you look at these types of players and how they're competing in camp and the reports they get from them, basically I would say is like, when you look at a player like Bennett's already been here a year. He's already came and he's contested and failed at a certain point of degree. Did he get it back at the more into the season? Yes, he did. The things that I would look at in Richardson is that you got to remember he's a rookie player, first year player coming in. He has all the traits that you can't develop the traits he has. He has things that other players will never have in the sport of the game. So, and not only that, it's something that he has that's very rare, is the size and the speed. To be able to be the size he is, the length he is, and have that type of speed, it's very, very rare. So the question I would say is like, do you guys think that Richardson, one, will beat out Bennett for this starting job? Or do you see him going on as a year? Does it take him a year to get it? Can you see him getting it at all? Like, how do you feel that Richardson will challenge Bennett over this year? Do you think he challenges them to take the job? Or do you think that he ends up playing second to him for the time being that Bennett's here, period?
I think at the moment that he is battling Jacorian for that spot, but I think it's Jacorian's spot right now. But I think what could happen is, depending how Jacorian plays throughout the season, is maybe he could battle for that spot during the season, possibly. But more than likely, it won't be until year 2, I don't think. I mean, I think every corner is one of the hardest positions to play in the NFL, outside of like quarterback, probably. So I think that, like, when you have to mirror the best wide receivers in the game, I think you need the time to develop in year 1 as a corner. I mean, it's very rare for a corner to just come straight out of college and just be like a Sauce Gardner type corner. Like, that's very rare. So I think he's gonna be like the backup to both Jack Jones and Jacorian this year. Like, I think he'll be the third outside corner on the depth chart, and that Hobbs will play primarily in the slot. Like, I think that's what's going to happen. He'll be the number 1 backup to both Jack Jones and Jacorian Bennett.
Yeah, I said that the Cameron Richardson, he's a baller, but I don't know if he can. I mean, I think he's making the team. Like I said, I think all 8 of our roster picks, I believe, are making this roster. I just have a feeling that they went and got these guys to fit AP's type of play, and AP's, the way he wants to have the mentality, and the guys that are smart, know the playbook, hard nose, hard hitting, physical pain, ill intent. Like, these guys are all that. So I think all 8 of these players make the roster, and I think guys like Faisant and what's the other corner that we had that's been there for a while?
Sam Webb.
Is Sam Webb? Are they playing him at safety or corner? Because
he's at corner. Sam Webb is the only guys that's actually been here pretty long because they got 3 rookies back there right now. 3 rookies.
I think MJ Devonshire could possibly be a backup to one of the sides if they don't.
But
If they
MJ Devonshire, that's what Antonio Pierce was talking big on him today. He said he's a sponge. He's always in the right place at the right time. If he's not on the field,
I think he could be the 4th corner.
He's watching technique. So, like, even though he was picked later than Cameron,
he could be the backup slot. Actually, to be honest,
I still think I think he's a little higher on the depth chart than Richardson right now.
I don't know about being higher on the depth chart, but I do think that MJ Devonshire, just his style of play, maybe they'll have him backing up Hobbs in the slot as well as being like maybe the behind Richardson as the next backup after that on the outside too.
I don't know. I think Wu. I'm thinking Wu's going to take that slot spot.
I like Wu too, but
when the pads come on, just the way he hits and his mentality and the way he forces turnover, and like when the pads come on, he's going to be a totally different player than right now. Like you don't hear nothing about him, but I believe when the pads come on, you're going to hear a lot more Wu Governor because that kid's going to be making a lot more plays than he has. I mean, he's been making plays. You know, Hobbs has already told him, "Hey, man, you just made a play in the NFL. Like celebrate that. Don't just sit there and walk off the field. Like you're a UDFA, bro. Like take that shit to heart. Like you just made a play in the NFL against a number 1 receiver in the NFL. Like, man, you celebrate." So, like, I think he's gonna take that and run with it. Like that kid's dominant. But I mean, there's a lot of guys on there. I'm just thinking Faison, and
I think Faison's gonna be cut.
As much as he's hurt all the time. Like I just don't.
I think he's a cut.
I don't know. I know he's a good veteran presence, and he was good 1 year when it was Nate Hobbs' rookie year or whatever when he came in towards the end of the year.
Look, I don't think they're gonna cut a player like him as long as I would say in the past he'd be a cut player, but the problem is we played veteran players off the practice squad last year. Players I thought we were gonna cut signed back on the practice squad and played on the practice squad, veteran players because they're protected.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to cut him, but I think
they still get optioned into the game. So
Cornell Armstrong is the other dude
I think players on the squad. If you're just looking at 5 starters, that he would be in the practice squad no matter how you would look at it.
Yeah, he'd be in the practice squad, but what I'm saying is like he won't be on I don't think he makes the starting corners, like the starting 53. I think he is going to be a veteran practice squad player face on. Like I just don't think when I say cut, I just don't think he's going to be made. Like I'd rather develop the youth over him. Like if that makes
the only
sense.
problem is we
got guys that are
a player that talks about his leadership and what he does in the team. Like players like those.
They say the same thing about Amir Abdullah though. Like they say the same thing about Amir. He don't produce at all.
Either I've said that dude got fucking 15 carries or 10 carries last year, but he does have 200 or 300 receiving yards. So I'm not, like I said, in our opinions, like I said, we have an opinion to an excellent deal.
Amir's only had 347 yards total in 2 years on the team.
Matters to their team for veteran leadership and shit like that. That's their move, not ours. We're not playing Madden. We would put the best players. I get that. Like in our mind.
So if we keep 6, who are you keeping then? If we keep 6 defensive backs, who you got?
Being corners?
I don't know. I'd have to look up the roster first. I mean,
well, you got Cornell Armstrong, Jack Jones, Jacorian Bennett.
I mean, the players would obviously, when I looked at it last time, the players would obviously determine
DeMarcus Governor, Rashard Williams, Devonshire, Richardson, Faison, Hobbs, and then I guess Sam Webb's been kind of playing that. And
for me personally, I
Chris
probably
Smith, I think a little bit's been
at
playing
the moment.
I already said who I think it would be. I said it on the last live, man.
Yeah.
I said I already know the player that'll most likely get cut for Wu to play on the team. I already said I know 2 cut candidates that'll most definitely be there, and Wu will most definitely take that spot. I mean, there's no brainer about it. Their production over the time span hasn't done shit. Minimal gameplay. We've drafted players. You don't cut drafted players in year 1 without gameplay unless they just suck dick like freaking player like Lynn Bowden that just didn't fit what we were doing. We've never really cut players that we draft before the team.
What was that? Quinton Bell or something a few years back? Quinton Bell?
Lynn Bowden didn't make the team because we got him as a joker, dude, and he was supposed to be the joker, and he didn't pan out. And Bill and what's his name? Mayock freaking swapped him and traded him to the Dolphins, dude, which was a good deal. So I don't have an issue on it. But the problem is they knew right away that dude didn't have no value here. So they shipped him instantly. And I've always said, when you're playing these corners, all three of the drafted corners all have been talked about in high praise. So, or both of them, my bad, Devonshire and Richardson have all been talked about in high praise. I've yet to hear anything about Wu, in my opinion. Like, I'm not going to say he's not good or not, but I've not read a report of any type in any camp or any video or any deal that's indicated his gameplay in the deal. Player-wise, if we're looking at the players on the roster, yes, he has most definitely has better player mentality over some of these guys. So if you're looking at a Sam Webb that hasn't produced over the last few years, where Wu would be a safety, I've said it, Wu's value comes in multiple deals: safety, linebacker, box, nickel.
They got Webb listed as a safety. Like they've been moving him, I guess, to safety or free safety. They got Sam Webb playing a lot of safety, but that's a big safety, 6'4", like 200 pounds. That dude's huge.
I mean, that's what frickin' Cam Chancellor and them was. So depending on what team you're on.
But it'd be nice if you get Sam Webb to play to learn to play one of them corner spots at his size, man. That and his speed, that'd be sick.
Yeah, because what is it? The corners are Armstrong, Bennett, Devonshire, Faison, Governor, Hobbs, Jones, Richardson, Shepard, Webb, Williams. I've said Williams is a rookie. Webbs would be the only one guaranteed back on the roster. Shepard, Richardson,
I say it's Jack
Richardson is the
DeCorian,
4th round, so
Hobbs,
he's most
Richardson,
definitely
Devonshire, and Wu probably.
Um,
That's his face on.
I mean, like I said, Armstrong and players of them, I just don't see him. Armstrong ain't gonna make this roster over a player like
Armstrong ain't. But practice squad maybe. Rashad Williams might make practice squad.
And then Williams, well, again, that's depending on, like I said,
I like
those
that
players
Jaquan
are all-
Shepard kid
and I've
too.
even said
Jalen Grant
Grant Jalen Grant can get moved. Stanford, which is a guy that just got brought in. Chris Smith, if he don't pop up in year 2. There's numerous guys that can most definitely get moved off of that safety and corner position to fit people like I said, Wu Governor. I mean, Wu Governor at the end of the day, face them. So look, let's just look at it like this. You have Bennett. So you're gonna have Bennett. You got Hobbs. You have Jones. So 3, Richardson 4, Devonshire 5,
and Wu 6. That'd be mine. That's mine.
Well, I mean, you're gonna have 7, 8 total. So if
they go 7 or 8, then man, I think our backfield is going to be.
You're going to carry him on the practice squad no matter what. And I've said the way that the practice squad works, it has a deal in there to protect veteran players from being picked up by other teams. So they have protections for players like that.
For only so many, so many rookies and so many veterans you can protect.
Yeah.
I think it's like two or 3 veterans and 2 rookies or something crazy. 1 rookie maybe.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying we've lost players. I like Brandon Faison's here just for the veteran leadership and to be able to come in and play here and there. To go to the practice squad ain't nothing. He'd be I mean, he's better than fucking Armstrong. He's better than Shepard. I mean, he's better than Sam Webb. So he's better than any of them backups. So hurt or not, he's still better than them. So like I said, he'll make the squad one way or another. It's people, like I said, like I said, Shepard. I mean, Shepard looked like he on his own island. He's a big bodied player. So I mean, he can most definitely challenge the spot for Wu. Look, this is how you have to look at it. Who's going to replace Nate Hobbs when he comes out of the nickel slot? That's what the real question comes down to. Wu Governor is the only guy literally in this squad, on the squad, that plays nickel slot corner. So I don't see. I think he makes it just because of that reason. If I'm just being dead ass honest, I think that's the one reason he
I
makes.
think Wu can make a good nickel corner, so I think that's why I've got him as a six back.
He's played it already, and he's played.
Yeah,
it.
that's what I say. He's played safety, nickel, and outside. He's played all
and
three
also they might just keep him to run punt returns, kickoff returns, or play special teams, and just have him listed on there.
He's played special teams before for UOV or whatever it is. And
he played
as a tackler and stuff.
Eastern Michigan or whatever, Central Michigan, whatever he went to for a little bit, and Northern Iowa, he played special teams. He said he's played
That's
special
why I
teams.
think it all depends on Faison's health. Because I think if Faison ain't 100% healthy, I think we take that spot instantly.
And being able to play so many positions
because of the multi
depends how many you keep too.
He plays.
His versatility and his fucking awareness, like he knows the game. The kid's very, very knowledgeable.
And the only reason I put Nate Hobbs as 3 is because I think Hobbs is going to be the slot guy. That's why I have Jack Jones 1.
And I think he's better than Jaden Grant, dude. I mean, Grant hasn't done much.
Yeah, he's
hasn't done much the whole time he's been here. I like him. He's an Oregon player, but still, I mean, he ain't ours, but I don't have an issue with it. I think when you look at the safeties, you're looking at Taylor's going to make the squad.
That's why I think we could keep 7 active DBs because it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough to score the DBs.
Grant,
keep 7 active DBs.
And Smith. Smith would have seniority over all
11 DBs total. I think we might keep 11 DBs total, 7 corners and 4 safeties. Like, we'll see.
7 and 4?
Yeah.
Rashad Williams, I mean, he's another.
Just because they've got so much talent in the corner.
There's some dudes on here that can most definitely push because
that's what I'm saying. We have a lot of guys on this roster that are scary.
I don't see us keeping 8 too many, but I can see 7.
Williams and
the other one. What's
Shepard? Jaquan Shepard.
Yeah, they're both pretty good young
players. That dude's a hard hitting kid like Wu. He's got that.
He came from where? What's his name came from? Frickin'.
I mean, if we keep 7, I could see being Wu and like a Rashad Williams.
Came from where Bennett came from. He's in some school,
in Maryland. Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
he came from Maryland. I think. Yeah, I think you're right.
No, he did. I know for sure he did.
He was there with Bennett.
Yeah, he's a dog player. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, like I said, there can be some people that most definitely lose their roster spot, like a Sam Webb. Sam Webb's been here for multiple years. He's yet to perform into any level. He's only getting older. Those types of players.
Webb can go. Grant can go.
You can move off of a guy like Webb in a heartbeat. Nothing on the fucking team whatsoever. So
I think if Chris, like you said, if Chris Smith doesn't show up, I think Chris Smith doesn't show up. He could be another one that can be replaced.
Jaden Grant's kind of been
who would make the most sense is that in the safety over Chris Smith or somebody of them factors. I've said it. Marcus Epps, no matter his gameplay or not, he'll only be here for a few more years.
I could see his
player like Wu if he was to move to safety, but look, it's only a designated spot. You can be in the safety and still play linebacker
and safety,
down in the slot, still play down in the
he can play all over. Like it doesn't matter.
Exactly. It's just a label and a designation, dude.
Somebody's got to give Hobbs a breather. And also, what I was trying to point out is we might keep might keep 5 safeties and 7 or 8 backs because we run a lot of 4-2-5, and a lot of those guys are going to be coming down and playing like linebackers. You know, if we're moving guys up in the box, so they played a lot of 4-2-5 last year with only 2 linebackers on the field. So we might need
the other thing I'm thinking of
corners and safeties than we usually keep, and with the speed that they have and the way everybody's starting to go to. 12
the other thing I'm thinking
like,
is we're not going to keep as many halfbacks, and we've got no fullback this year, like listed fullback, and then because we're going to have tight end or whatever play fullback. If
18, we have 18.
They got one kid.
And then the other thing I'm thinking is, but what I'm saying is we're only going to probably keep 3 or 4 backs on the team, not 5 or 6 like with McDaniels, and then we'll also like
the fullback they got as a fullback.
And we got 18 cornerbacks.
Yeah, he's a tight end though.
Well, we got 18 DBs from safety and corners, and we have 18 D tackles and D ends.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying because there's so much. I said it before camp that the two biggest battles is going to be DTs and DBs. Like that's the 2 biggest battles.
The shitty thing is how many guys are we going to lose that are good players? Like that we
it's going to happen
because we have so many and that we groomed into good players that are going to have that they're gonna have that AP killer mentality, and they're gonna
Good
go
night,
somewhere
Billy.
else
Thanks
and
for
be
showing up,
dog.
bro. Thanks for always
You
showing
know,
up, Billy. Have
the
a good
thing
night,
that
man.
I think we got to be very where we need to like. This is why I've always said it's very keen on about
Salute, Billy D.
development and coaches. Is the fact that, for instance, when you have a player like frickin' McCall on the team, man, McCall is a nose tackle. Like, he's a pure damn nose tackle.
Yeah,
That
he
guy
could
goes
replace
up
John
on
Jenkins.
And he's an
got
absolute
great-
machine, dude.
yeah, he's got great player value. Like, he can be a great
And he's
player.
got NFL experience already.
The thing that you have to look at is
He makes this roster.
is that you don't want to hold on to fucking Jenkins because of the fact that he's an older player and he's been here and stuff of that. If you
And
miss on a
Marshawn
player
can
like
take that
McCall,
nose.
you might not get that player back in years to come. And as much as you may love John Jenkins through the process, McCall would most definitely fit that need. 10 years younger, fucking about 20 fucking pounds more. He would most definitely fit the need a lot more at that NT.
Yep. If you listen to the Vegas sports tape, that all you can hear in the background is Max Crosby saying, "Good job, McCall. Good job, McCall." Like constantly yelling at that dude. Like I said, and the Ellerson Smith, number 92, Ellerson Smith. They were lining that dude up. I was watching some tape from Vegas Sports too today. They were lining that dude up with Tyree next to him, and I don't know if it was Amari Burney or one of those guys, but they had two guys, and they were like trying to see his get off, and he totally bitched Amari Burney or whoever that. Maybe it wasn't him. I don't want to say his name because he bitched him, but man, he pushed that dude back like 5 yards, and Tyree too. Like he was pushing both dudes and still got free. I was like, man, this kid, who the hell is he? Like I didn't even. I'm about to go watch tape when this is over on him, check out more tape. But Ellerson Smith, that dude is strong as hell.
So, and this video here is a video where it's got Tyree and McCall here. And when you look at videos, like I say, of this, you can sit and see this is Tyree right here. So for all the people that think Tyree's slow and he can't get off and all his bullshit, they're full of shit. This guy come off this shit like lightning right here. Bag through this drill, fucking bap, 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 boom, fucking there ain't nothing slow about that.
There ain't nothing slow. It's 600, 280 pounds, bro.
345. This is McCall right here, 345. What that dude ain't slowing any fucking mean either. He dog.
And we got Adam Butler still too. Like, don't sleep on Adam Butler.
This guy right here, you cannot miss on a player like him. Jenkins would have to get cut in a player for him. I don't care how anybody feels against him.
I think Tyree was faster than Max right there.
Boom, 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 boom. I mean, Tyree is gonna kill it on
his feet were faster than Max. Compare that to Max. His feet were faster than Max on that.
Facts. Look at Max over there. Fucking Max running the handlebars, bro. When Tyree got done with that drill.
Watch Max. Watch Max, and then watch Tyree again.
Too, so don't. It's a different deal, and Max is more. This is Max's more side that he runs off of, anyways.
Watch Tyree rip you those. Look at that, bro. That's way higher knees, bro. Way faster feet. Like, come on, man. Way higher knees,
bro. Look at Max. Look at Max right here. Woo, woo.
Right? He's like, yeah.
I mean, Tyree's gonna kill it, bro.
Max has been saying, and Max keeps saying every interview, don't sleep on Tyree, dude. Tyree Wilson is a beast, and everybody's like, oh, he's slow. He don't have a get off. They need to put him in the middle.
We drafted
he's
him,
never going to be a
can't judge
defensive end.
a player like him. When he comes into the NFL with the worst foot injury in the history of like sports, and he's a rookie.
Getting his feet back.
Yeah, I mean, I've made massive reports and posts on this dude. I've made 20 videos. I mean, I've spoke about that guy. There's no way. I've talked about his injury. I've talked about him getting his man body from college to the NFL.
Crosby likes Nesta too.
I even got a post from Jenkins that liked the post that I said, hey, this is DeForest Buckner mimic right here. Going to be playing on the inside here. He's got a fucking massive long arm span, dude. He's got massive presence. Kid pushed hardcore in college. I mean, this dude ain't no sleeping. This ain't a guy to sleep on once he got to the performance. And I said the key deal will be Max Crosby pushing this kid through the offseason to get him to that point. And you can see him. Look at the way he walks around out here. This motherfucker walking around like he's going to wreck your life, bro. Like, he's going to pick you up and throw you to the side. I mean, the thing that we're looking at right now for our team the core players here. Jenkins, or you got Max, dude, that's the leader of this squad. You got Wilson.
Can you imagine having
year 2 that everybody called him a bust and that he couldn't get shit done? You got a kid that's 25 in McCall right here that flies through this drill just as good, gets after the bag just as well. He weighing goddamn 345 pounds. And that's a thing. That's a massive roster decision to keep a player like over a player like McCall.
Yeah, I've been
like,
saying the whole time that we should keep McCall over
right
Jenkins
here.
just because of Jenkins' age and the fact that, like you said, McCall is like 25 or 26, somewhere around there. He's 345 pounds. He's a perfect player for a nose tackle, but he has that get off as well, and you can see it here in this drill.
Dude, he can be that dude that was over there in the Giants, man, that came in a few years back. That was a big old fat DT that couldn't run for shit. He had 0 speed, dude, but he can get through that line and wreck your ass in sacks. I can't remember that guy's name, but he played for the Giants, and he was a wrecker, man. And I just think it doesn't matter if you're a DT. If there are some DTs that can get to the quarterback just as well as a DN. So, like I said, I don't know. Like for me, we're at a very pivotal transition in the Raiders organization, and if you don't see it while it's in front of you, you can miss a guy like McCall. You can go to another team and be a 10-year starter over there. And the way that I can prove it is we just had a guy here, and I'm not saying that he's going to be a 10-year starter or that, but McCall, man, McCall was just, or not McCall, Curtis just here on our team just last year. I really liked the dude a lot, man. I thought we should have most definitely hung on to him because I felt like he was a really good offensive player. And we ended up letting him go to Seattle. I think Seattle picks him up now, and now he's over in Seattle. Like, I don't like when we have players that are on our squad that can be like long-term starting players. And it's just like I said, we're about to ship off a lot of these players that are going to go to other teams and going to be starters. There's just no doubt about it, man. And if we're not very careful on, hey, man, because this guy's been here or this guy's older, and we hold on to him for the wrong reasons, that can hurt us. I just don't want to do it for the wrong reasons. You know, like, I want to make sure, like, hey, Jenkins, I appreciate everything you've done for us, man. If you want to be a practice squad player, great, but McCall has just too much value to the team, and we can't put him to the practice squad because somebody will take him, man. So
we have a lot of players like that. That's why I'm worried about these rookies and these defensive backs. Everybody keeps saying we need to sign a defensive back, but if we sign a defensive back in free agency, like, we're going to take away from these young kids and learning what they have. And if you put them on the practice squad, somebody else is going to come snatch them up. So you gotta, it's going to be hard for AP to pick a 53-man roster. I really wish they'd bump that shit up to a 60-man. It'll make it where you got a 53-man roster, and then you can have like another 4 guaranteed, free agents and four rookies that you can keep extra or something. Like, make it like that where the rookies or UDFA players at least get another chance to make the roster. Because when you come to a good team like the Raiders, all those UDF players and all the draftees we got, it's hard for them to make the roster because a lot of these guys aren't giving up spots. Like, especially on the defense, bro, it's going to be hard getting a spot on the defense.
Yeah, that's bad. That's like I say, that it's going to be hard for a lot of players around this place to get anywhere on this. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I think we're at a very pivotal point where it's like you have to look at people like Sam Webb. You have to look at people like Chris Smith and Jalen and all these dudes that are backup players. That's what their goal. That's what their deal is backup. Now, if you bring a guy like Wu and you say, okay, Sam Webb, Faceum, Jalen, Chris Smith, if he's not better than any one of those guys, then he can't make the squad. And that's how you just have to do it with every
definitely.
on our deal. If
we're not keeping them just for anything, like,
off our squad, because I can
contribute.
Say, there's numerous players that should push people like Jalen and Chris and them off. Chris and them's good. He's good from Georgia, but his production didn't transpire over here. And I'm not going to say it won't. I'm not arguing it won't. What I'm saying is that it didn't. And you may have a player in Wu that can happen right here, right now.
Right now.
I'm not saying that it does or not. I'm just saying in instance, if it was to,
you have guys that could possibly make an impact on the team right away. Like, when they come in, when you got guys that can make an impact when they come in, you have to keep them around. Like, especially when that impact is forcing turnovers, or
Appreciate you, bro.
Especially when they're young too, because that's a player you can have on the team for a long time.
Yeah, you don't want to miss on those guys that you bring in UDFAs and like to Woo Governors
and contracts too, because
like
if you brought
said,
him in the UDFA, the contract's going to be cheap. So
and Woo got in his interviews too, like he said before he even came to the Raiders, before he was even picked up, he said when he was asked who he wanted to play for, he said the Las Vegas Raiders for selfish and personal reasons, and they were like, "What?" And he's like, "Bro, that system that scheme fits me completely." He's like, and I know I could make that scheme. He said, I know I can make that scheme run the way it's supposed to be ran. Like that dude, he's like, man, I see this scheme, I see the potential in the scheme, and I see the way it could be ran if it's run right, like the potential in it, like. So, man, he already knows like the scheme and all that. So this is where he wanted to play. This was his fit, like, and he's a Tampa Bay Bucks fan, but he was like, man, the Raiders are the 49ers, like those are just teams that are the Steelers, like those are teams that have the defense that I want to play, like a solid hard ass defense.
Yeah, so there's some other players we're going to move on to and start talking about, which is in the D tackle position. I didn't make the tag, but I can make one, but I don't really care to. But
yeah.
So long story short, there's actually two players that are actually popping back up again on the books, man, where, for instance, like Christian Wilkins, man, has been talking about Byron Young, man. He thinks Byron Young's going to be a great player. He thinks that he kind of struggled out in his first year coming here. He said like some NFL players take the transition easy, some players don't. But they do believe with everything he's done in the offseason, everything that he's transitioned through the time, this past offseason, everything he's done, his development, his progress, everything is the same, no more than what Trey has done in the offseason, is how they're comparing Byron Young. The thing that I would say is
I've been saying Byron's name's been popping back up.
Yeah, I mean, you get a guy like Byron Young, man. He has all the tangibles, dude. And again, when we picked him, I thought it was a great steal. I was like, damn, man, I cannot believe
third round
we got him. I actually said like his actual player progression in college was almost the same exact as Jalen Carter. It was mimicked it to a damn T. So I kind of felt like when he got here and just how much he fell off, it felt like it was a little bummer. But the thing that kind of just gets you kind of like, all right. That he's talked about Nesta and he's talked about Young, and he believes that Young is most definitely going to step up here and do something this year. And I was sitting here looking at the lineup. You're looking at Adam Butler, Matthew Butler, Fox, John Jenkins, McCall, Shannon, Jade, Wilkins, and Young. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you have 9 DTs. Like shit, most I've known is like you keep 5, like 4 or 5.
Yeah, 5 would probably be the max if you keep like say 5 and 4.
5, it's like it becomes really hard because you're like,
it could be 6 because someone can play
number
both ways.
Like Wilkins is number 1, Butler, Adam Butler. Then you're looking at Matthew Butler, which has all the tangibles in the world to be a great player. Then you got McCall, which I feel like he has to be on this squad, man. Like that's a third at the DT. Then you're looking at players like Byron, Nesta, Jenkins, Matthew Butler. It's like, what other 2 do you take? Are you just taking Byron and Nesta? Are you taking Byron and John?
I think it's
really hard. I think
Charles Snowden and the Ellerson Smith.
Those 2 aren't going to make it, I don't think. But
I don't know. Is Snowden even on the squad? I thought they released him, or is he still on there?
I think he's still on there, but I don't think he makes it.
He's still on there. He was on the, but they were putting him at.
Yeah, he's in the DN.
He had him in the linebacker, I think.
They have him in the DN positions where he's at.
See, he was running drills with the linebackers on the tape of the Vegas thing the other day. I was watching. I was like, because I kept wondering. I was like, who the hell is 49? But I thought he was a defensive end too, or defensive line. But
yeah, I've always said in camp the only problem is trying to determine an actual player's position is going to be impossible because the ideal camp is to rotate players to see where they all play at. So one video might show a guy at the DN, next show him at the DT, one will show him at the linebacker.
We have a couple of players that can play both ways, like they can play DN and DT.
and that's the thing. When you get up to a player like him, you're going to most definitely start pushing him around to see where he fits in the best. I mean, don't get me wrong, man. He's a 6'7" dude. I mean, I'd most definitely find a way to put him on that DN or DT. Big bodies like him up in that inside, man. I mean, the only problem is he's like around 250. So that'd be like, you can't play him on the line. I mean, DN, you can play him for sure. But I mean, linebacker, I mean, I get it, long arms, but DN would probably be the ideal. I mean, he's just a long, lanky guy. So if you can get him out there.
Do you think we keep, for D-line, do you think we keep 9 or 10 D-linemen total, DN and DT?
Like DNs and DT together?
Yep.
I mean, shit, I can see us having 10 easily. I mean, 5 and 5. I don't know the rules to the kickoff deal. Like, so it's something I gotta have to research for sure.
I think we might keep 6 that are listed as DTs and 4 that are listed as DNs.
I've heard numerous coaches say want to upload on linebackers and they want to upload on offensive linemen. So depending on how those rules are, the reasons I've heard that they want to upload on those two positions is because they don't want to send their starting players down there to have their backs turned to players on kickoffs. So that's why they want to have secondary players being in those kickoffs and offensive linemen included in linebackers. So I don't know, man. It's really hard. I mean, and don't get me wrong, fuck, some of these corners can be linebackers. So I mean,
that's what I'm saying. They might just be putting them at linebacker, trying them at linebacker because they're like, there's no way you're going to make this defensive end squad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, if you're just looking at 4. So Tyree Wilson can be it. Tyree's the only thing that could offset the roster because Tyree. Look, you wouldn't want to label him as a DT if you can put 5 solid DTs there, and then you can put Tyree at a DN and put 5 DNs over there, but rotate him into a DT position.
That's what
it actually gains value to the team. So it would probably make more sense to have Tyree as a 5 DN versus a 5 DT. So
that's what I got if we keep 4 DNs.
Yeah, I think I mean, look, I think
that's if we keep 4 DNs. Otherwise, you have to cut Butler.
They don't want Mac running 90% of the snaps no more. So I think that they're going to run at least 5 because
I don't think they're going to stop that. Max is
guys like Byron and I think Byron and Matthew Butler can also play DN if needed. They can. Byron Young and Matthew Butler can play DN and DT.
Yeah, but college DN and DT. He's not going to make it in the NFL. He's going to get dusted on. I mean, he ain't got the speed to play on that outside out there. Like he will get smoked on in the NFL if he tries to play in the DN position.
We're talking about the D line, Billy. We're talking about how many DTs and DNs we're keeping. And
like, if I'm just being honest, like this is how I can see it: Amuga, Crosby, Kuntz, Robinson.
Yeah, because Amuga doesn't count against the roster.
Wilson,
That's why it's
being the 5 DNs. I can see them being the 5 DNs. And then, like I said, if you go to the DTs, because Wilson's a DN, I can see it being Adam Butler, Jenkins McCall,
Wilkins,
and either Byron Young or Nesta. One of those two will be the 5, which I think it'll be Byron Young, if I'm just being honest. And then I think Nesta gets
Byron, if that's okay.
Squad, and then he gets retained as a practice squad player, so they can't take him off the squad. So McCall. So like I said, McCall and Jenkins, that's gonna be a tough one, man. So I think that
I've got McCall over Jenkins just because he's younger and I think he's more athletic.
Adam Butler plays the NT the same way. I'm just telling you have to move on from Jenkins, in my personal opinion.
I'm telling you, don't sleep on that Ellerson Smith kid too. I don't know if they got him at end or tackle.
I don't think he makes it. I just don't think there's with all the players we got.
That guy was from Iowa, if I remember. Frickin', he's a fucking beast player too.
What, you mean Noah Shannon? Noah Shannon?
No, he's a DN. Frickin', he's a DN. He's 6'7", like Snowden. He came from Iowa.
Is that Noah Shannon guy?
He came from Northern Iowa.
Is that Noah Shannon guy? Is that
The problem
one?
with players like them is my whole point. They'll end up being practice squad players because you can hold 16 or 19 now. And then the problem with players like them is, can you protect them? Like, does the rules allow you to protect a player of Smith or Snowden, but the practice squad will probably uplift players like them. And that's the whole thing I keep trying to say is like, when you're building your depth, so look, this would be the smartest idea in these type of situations.
You got to go with injuries too. People get hurt. People get hurt all the time.
Like
You're gonna have to bring guys off the
on the team. If you want to keep a player like Smith or Snowden on the team, what you do is you talk to a good dude like Jenkins and tell him that he's going to become the squad player, and then nobody's going to try to uplift him off the squad. Then you put one of those players on the roster, and then they become a healthy scratch for the whole fucking season. And then they're protected between the fucking practice squad rules and the healthy scratch rule, which would allow them to bring Jenkins into the game, play him every single week, but revert him right back to the practice squad instead of moving a player like Snowden and them if their value is of that value. But then it retains it's going to retain a healthy scratch. That's what they'll hold all year, because there's players on the squad that are better than that player. They become a suppressed player like Malcolm Kuntz was for 3 years. And I don't know if you want to do that. Like, don't get me wrong, the value of the player is there, but they're both 26 years old. You can only do that for a few years before their career passes by themselves. So, and again, our DNs are young. I mean, every one of them are young. I mean, frickin' David Abgua is 23, Crosby's 26. I mean, shit, look at this. TJ Franklin from Baylor, that dude's 22. Malcolm Kuntz, 26.
Kind of like Franklin too. That kid's got a little bit of motor on him.
My bad, Robinson.
Yeah, Franklin. Yeah, Tamari Fox is another one to keep an eye on.
Tyree, all 24. I mean, the oldest DN we got on the squad right now is 26 years old.
Yeah,
and
we're
the
good on
two
that.
oldest DTs is Adam at 30 and Jenkins at 35. Everybody else is 25. The oldest is 20.
That's why I think Jenkins is the one that probably won't make it. Just the age and this, we've got so much talent behind him. Like with guys like McCall.
Man, Tyree Wilson can take his job right this second, dude. Like
that's
Tyree
what I'm
Wilson
saying. Like we've got Tyree that can slide inside. We've got guys like McCall that can take the nose tackle spot right now. So it's like,
I mean, when you look at this roster, it's insane just how many good players.
Oh
here.
yeah.
Like
depth
how
is
many
nuts
good,
on D-line and DB and secondary.
And I'm not lying. I like David Agoa, dude. And I mean, he's young, bro. And I'm still surprised he's still even on the team, man. So I think, I mean, for me, I think we got a pretty good squad here at DPs.
Yeah.
I mean, I like TJ Franklin too, man. I didn't even know that we had that fool on our squad, dude. I didn't even know he was over here.
And then the other thing we got to keep in mind is I'm pretty sure that with David, he's going to be on the roster, but he doesn't count against the roster. So when I was saying 10, we technically would have 11, but David Agoha doesn't count
because he's a European player.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's an IPP, so he won't count. He'll be on the roster, but he won't count. So we'll have 11. We'll have 5 DNs.
You're right. So that'll probably give somebody like Ron Stone. That'll give somebody like Ron Stone, Charles Snowden, or Smith a spot, or Franklin. So Franklin, Smith, Snowden, or Stone.
Probably, I think Stone's probably the highest in the battle so far.
Nesta.
What I'm hearing.
Nesta
I think
G.
Ron Stone's probably up there. I've been hearing stuff about Ron Stone, so it's the one I've really been.
I know Nesta, man. He had big games last year, dude. Where hell, people were talking him up big time, man.
Nesta J, like that's what I'm saying. In the practices I was listening. Crosby's constantly saying, "Good job, Nesta. Good job, Nesta." Like Crosby's been yelling his name out a lot in the practices. You can hear.
Yeah, so I mean, Nesta's a tough one.
That's his boy too. Like Crosby's always messing.
That's why I have Nesta taking the last spot.
Well, I got Nesta over. It's either Byron or Nesta. It's one of the two.
Yeah. Depends how many we keep. That's the thing. It's hard to know right now because I don't know if we're going to keep 5 or 6 DTs.
I mean, I can figure it out pretty easy. I just got to get a pen and paper and go buy proven players that are going to be guaranteed roster spots and fill in after that. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. That's filling ones to me straight away.
That are 100% guaranteed.
Adam Butler, like that's they're a lot, but
yeah, the only thing that'll come down to is just like I said, when you look at a player like Max Crosby's guaranteed. Malcolm Kuhn's guaranteed. Tyree Wilson guaranteed. There's 3 out of the 5 already.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking about DN. I'm talking about just the DT spot. DNs I've already
DT, Adam
who's gonna
Butler
be there.
guaranteed. Adam Butler guaranteed. Frickin' Christian Wilkins guaranteed, and that's about it, in my opinion. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The DT is the one that I'm saying.
John
DN
Jenkins, I know they're going to guarantee him a spot. I mean, so if you're looking at it, Butler, Jenkins,
I'll probably say Matthew Butler out
Wilkins,
for John Jenkins.
Then you're looking at McCall, Butler.
I'd say in that case, I'd put John Jenkins at number 5 and
so much
Matthew
talent,
Butler.
man. But Butler, I think had some of the best talent, man, coming out of that draft.
Adam Butler, yeah, but he hasn't shown much as far as
the
NFL. So it just depends on where you see him as practice squad again or active player.
Like Amari Burney, I hope he most definitely takes a step in the linebacker. Then you got Butler, which Butler is good here and there, so I'm not really too worried. But I would hope more out of Burney than Butler. Diablo, Eichenberg, Gaynor, I don't really give a shit about him. Luke Masterson, Muga, I like Muga, man. Robert Spillane. I mean, we got some good linebackers, man.
Got some beasts.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at Amari Burney, Butler, Tommy, Masterson, Muga, Spillane, that's six right there, and those are all great.
I'm pretty sure we're keeping 6 linebackers too.
That would be my 6 easily. Those would be my 6 instantly. Robert, Muga, Luke, Eichenberg, Diablo, Butler. Well, I'd take Burney over Butler, so I would take Amari Burney. If I had to cut a player there, I would take him over.
Yeah, Burney's making over those dudes for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I like Amari Burney a lot, dude. And if he pops up,
Burney's like in the limited snaps he had, you can see the dude's speed to the ball. Like you can just see how quick he is to get off the ball and shit. Get up to the
I think the linebacker core, in my opinion, is probably one of the best built around because they never went out and got anybody there outside of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all the same.
I know are we going to keep 6 linebackers? I know that's AP spot.
I think they will.
Nice linebackers, but
yeah, they're going to have to because especially with the new kickoff rules, they're going to need extra linebackers.
I mean, okay, look at it like this. You want to know why I know they're going to keep?
But on special teams, they use a lot of those pieces.
I know. Look, this is why I know they're keeping 6, bro.
Hey, why do you know?
Robert Spillane is a fucking previous player. Muga's a previous player. Luke Masterson's a previous player. Frickin' Diablo's a previous player. Darren Butler's a previous player, and so is Amari Burney. So, bam, there you go.
Well, Muga don't count. But Amari Burney, I don't know.
Every one of those players were here last year.
Yeah, and then I think what happens is most probably this is Darren Butler's last chance.
You say we're not keeping any new linebackers? We're just keeping the guys that were here last year?
I think Butler, like I just said, I think Butler goes and Tommy Eichenberg takes that full spot. Man.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I was going to say, how's Eichenberg not going to be on the team?
Say again?
Yeah, you just said 6 and you didn't name Eichenberg. I was saying, how's Eichenberg going to be in there?
No, what I said was, I did not say that.
You said all those guys were on the team last year. You said 6 linebackers and they were all there last year.
People put words in my mouth. I didn't fucking say that. What I said is I can tell you I know that we're keeping 6 linebackers on the squad. That's what I said.
And you named 6 that were all there last year.
Then you asked me how. You said how. I fucking named the players.
Yeah, but you named 6 that were last year.
You asked me how the fuck I knew. I fucking told you how I fucking knew because I said.
Yeah, but you didn't say Eichenberg. You said 6. You named 6 guys that were on the team last year, and you said we're keeping 6. That's all I'm fucking saying, dude. You ain't got to get mad and start cussing at me, bro. I'm saying you named 6 guys. You didn't name Eichenberg.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck because Eichenberg wasn't here. You asked me how I fucking knew. I told you the 6 fucking players on the squad were here last year. That's what I said.
But it doesn't mean we're keeping 6 because we kept 6 last year, though.
Ever did I say that Eichenberg wasn't going to be on the squad?
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You said because those 6 guys are going to make it. They made it last year.
Weird shit is that? Fucking weird ass fucking bullshit. Motherfucking ask a question, get the question, and then try to flip around the conversation.
Wow. Okay.
Crazy. But either way, frickin' look at the linebackers. You'll probably have them there. When you look at the corners, it's just like I say, you got Bennett, frickin' Facem, Hobbs, Jones, Webb, 5, 6. So they'll probably do the same. 6 players over there. They'll probably run with 6 on there.
Yeah, I said 10 DBs, 6 corners, 4 safeties.
Yeah, and you can see them probably run 5. They can probably end up running 6
Probably
and 5
stay
on
5.
that side.
Yeah,
6
possibly.
and 5 on that side for sure.
They're going to run
because-
less running backs this year.
Yeah, well, that's what I think. You'll run 3. You'll run 3.
Like Gruden did, he only
maybe-
had 3 active running backs.
What did we
Yeah,
keep last
And the
year?
fullbacks had 4.
5 running backs last year or 4?
Yeah,
5.
4, 5,
Yeah,
I think.
we had
is
5
what
under
I think.
McDaniels,
5
and
last
then
year?
it's 4 under Gruden. So it would probably be more like Gruden, where we had 4,
Well, you had
like 3 and a
Abdullah.
fullback. About
You had
4 running
Amir
backs.
Abdullah, you had Bolden, you had Jacobs, Zeus, and then Yak. So 5. You had 5
Yeah.
under there.
Yeah, he had 5
running
under
back.
McDaniels and 4 under Gruden with the fullback. So it's going to be 4, I think, and gets his system similar to Gruden. So we have one less halfback, fullback.
Yeah, and if you're looking at it, you go, if you say Zamir, Dylan. I mean, like I said, you can still run. You got Madison and you got Amir Abdullah. You're going to have 4 right there. And then I've kept saying it's going to be the Britton or it's going to be Sincere McCormick, which I want Sincere to make that squad, man, hella bad. But like I've said,
I think if you got Dylan and Sincere, I don't think you really need Amir Abdullah at that point, to be honest.
No, I would push off Amir Abdullah just like I would push off a freaking John Jenkins in a heartbeat, dude. I mean, and that's why I'm saying, depending on how the kickoff rule goes, we're going off of regular old rules, man. So they can most definitely slow up on players in other positions that they think are better suited for the kickoff rules. Which again, assuming that 5 linebackers or 6 linebackers stay, there's nothing saying that they might keep 7 and drop a safety position or a corner position. I mean, it can be anything. It can be DT, DN. I mean, it could be a tight end. It can be an OT. I mean, you just don't know where that position can be lacked at. I mean, you can even do it at I'm thinking like the tight end group, man. You got damn 3-4 dudes over here that can easily be starters on the squad. Like
we have that everywhere. That's the problem with picking a 53-man roster with no pads on. We have no idea who's going to be on this roster because there's so many guys that when the pads come on are going to be totally different machines and beasts out there. Like it's kind of that's why I haven't made no roster predictions. I've seen all the YouTube content creators predicting rosters, and I'm not even touching that shit until I see pads come on. When pads come on, then I'll start making my roster predictions. But until people start shining where they get a little click clack and bang bang, like I'm not predicting shit for the roster. I'll make mine I'll do my video or my live when the pads come on.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it like players that have been here for fucking 5 and 10 years. I don't need to see them at their pads. They've already played, so I can pretty much well determine their roster spot. Like Bryant, there's not Gentry ain't taking the job over Bryant, and he's been a multiple year player.
Yeah, but you can't determine even the guys that have been here spot because you don't know if those young guys are going to outplay them when the pads come on or in the preseason. Like we don't know. Like some of these guys might outplay some of these vets, like Jenkins, like you were talking about. You know, like some of these tight ends, some of these receivers.
Yeah, but I don't see nobody
Wilkins
like
might not.
going to beat Bryant.
Some of these guys might beat out Wilkins.
Like player. So I mean, Fotheringham, you're just hoping for a ceiling, but he's already 26. So you already have.
That's
Bryant
the most athletic guy we got. Fotheringham, like they said that dude was dunking on people doing like windmills and shit in basketball. Like that dude's an athletic freak. So he might just make it athleticism in his hands.
Yeah, the problem is Bryant's already been playing in the NFL and he's already been doing it. So I've always said you got the Meek Robinson effect already. Players that's already put on pads and have proven records don't get debunked by a player and what ifs. You know, like those players are backup players for a reason, and then they're suppressed players for a reason. They play in preseason games and they come in the last 2 minutes of a game, you know, like their production is minimal. And if you got a guy like Brock Bowers, Mares, and Bryant, where's Fotheringham find that? Where's Gentry even find that? Gentry got more proven.
I kept saying the whole time that Gentry is not making the squad.
Playing like those guys have actual proven games, you know. That dude's 6'8". Fuck, 265. God damn.
Yep, that's why I'm saying they keep people like that just for goal line,
That's what I'm saying.
just
A
for
guy
another
like
tackle body. Because I mean,
yeah.
you're 6'8", you're a whole nother fucking tackle right there.
Hey, you're a whole nother lineman.
So I mean, that's what I'm saying. You're a defensive. That's you're a whole nother tackle, left tackle, right tackle, wherever you want to put them. But yeah, you're not a tight end at that point, at that side, especially on the goal line. You're just another blocking body. So I mean, like I said, it's hard to choose. Athleticism usually wins out over a lot.
Mayer, bro, they changed his weight 265. He's pushing just as much as that fool at 6'4", 23 years old.
Wasn't Fotheringham on the team last year?
Yeah, Fotheringham is a 1-year player here, freaking 6'4", 243.
He didn't do much outside of preseason though.
You know, I like Fotheringham.
Well, yeah, I'm not putting preseason, but he didn't do much in regular
problem
season.
with me when I look at players and
Because
evaluate.
they brought in what's his face?
You look at people like Bryant. Bryant's proven 5-year player. He's had great stats, catching, blocking.
Yeah, he's
a good player. When you look at Zach Gentry, been with the Steelers, dude, very good player, personnel player. I've said guys like them are going to take out a guy like fucking Chanurk. I mean, fucking 25 first year. Like those types of players, in my opinion, like what the hell?
You got to look at money wise too, though. Like who's gonna if it's even kind of even kill on the playing field, you got to look at who's going to be the cheaper because those
guys are all old veterans.
Tom Telesco's a cheapskate. He's going to try
like million two players, anyways. They're not going to be expensive. You know, you think about it, like Brian.
If we keep 4 tight ends, then I can see Gentry making the team. To be honest, like if we keep 4 tight ends, I can see Gentry making the team. If we keep 3 tight ends, it's not making the team.
Yeah, I appreciate all you guys showing up, man. Really do appreciate all you guys stopping by, man.
Rudy.
So for everybody that's out here, yeah, salute Rudy, salute to everybody out there, man, that just popped up or is popping up. Really do appreciate you guys stopping by. Just talking on the roster, just players, just at the moment. Got to still a few more things. We'll watch some Tommy Eichenberg film. I want to watch the Cameron Richard film real quick, and then we can go on. But we're just discussing basically the roster of players and people, just so people that are coming in that haven't been paying attention yet. But long story short, I mean, you got that all over the place. It is a valid point that when you're looking at your center, dude, I mean, look, you got 3 centers here, James, Corey, Will. Your guards, you're looking at Barlington, Brown. Jonah actually got cut, so I don't know why he's still on the team. Oh, actually, they re-signed him back and put him on the.
It's definitely a great problem to have where we can't figure out the roster because last year I was like, man, I could tell you everybody that was going to be on the team. I was like, this fool, and I pretty much called everybody that was making this team last year. This year, I'm like, phew.
Yeah, you got a lot of areas, you know, like I'm hoping like people like Andrew Croker make it, dude, like for sure, dude. Like I feel like he has to make the squad, man.
The one thing I will say, adding to what you're saying about Corker, the one from TCU, him, Tulu Griffin, and I think it was Amari Gaynor. They have to make the squad. If they don't make the squad, they're going to the UFL.
Yeah, I seen because they were drafted.
They were drafted to the UFL, but they the only way they go to the UFL is if they don't make a squad in the NFL. Then they go to the UFL. So those guys, like, if they don't at least make practice squad, the question I have
with the deal happening.
Sorry, I just want to say one thing. The one thing I want to say is the question I have is what pays more, the practice squad of the NFL or them being drafted to the UFL? That's what I would like to know.
I would think the UFL. I mean, if
that's what I was thinking, because I was thinking if they might not even make practice squad because maybe practice squad they won't pay enough.
And that's what I was thinking also. Like
the UFL,
how much of those guys?
If they're a starting player in the UFL, they might make more money there than they would make as a practice squad player in the NFL.
How much is that going to hurt them knowing that, like, do they really have to push as hard as everybody else? They're like, well, shit, if I don't make it because we got all these monsters on this team, at least I got a place to go to instead of being on the practice squad.
I would have to take it in 2 ways, right? So, look, if you're an Andrew Croker or a Tulu Griffin type player, and your option is to sit on the practice squad for a year, have 0 gameplay, 0 time on the field at all.
Right.
Or go to UFL for 1 year because you can still re-sign back with the Raiders the following year. Mm-hmm. The difference is you get playing time, you're getting experience on the field, catching, running routes.
Exactly, that's my point. So I think the option's going to be to go to UFL.
I don't give a fuck how much they pay me. I'd probably go to the UFFL, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what I'm
Because of
saying.
playing
If
time
it
and
means
experience. Yeah, I
practice
agree.
squad, that would
That's
be
what I
my
was thinking.
pick.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You don't want to sit on the practice squad for a whole year when you've got a chance to actually play football.
Why would I
so.
sit there when you can put someone else's ass there? 250,000 is 250,000. I don't give a fuck. I mean, you can't tell me that the USFL ain't paying their players 250,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're going to be paying more than that anyway, and you're
You
going
got
to
to
get
be
to play.
paying the same amount to even to be a starter
And
as a dude being on the bench.
Exactly, and then also if they go in there, they're probably going to, they're not going there to sit on the bench. They're going there to play. So
more times it would be like to resurrect your career. I mean, that would be the main idea. And not only that, the USFL is
young players
in place to help help refs get better game calling before they come to the NFL, help halfbacks and quarterbacks develop better before they were coming to the NFL. The USFL was actually put in place to help development of players in the first place because they actually mimic the same NFL rules almost pretty close. So to me, I'm just saying, like, if I'm a Cork, God damn it, why am I spacing?
Andrew Corker or whatever. Yeah.
If I'm a Corker, Andrew Corker, I'm 100% going to the USFL. I'm just not going to sit on your
because you got a way better chance of being seen in the UFL. People are, there's scouts there watching. There ain't many scouts. I mean, there's scouts watching the practice teams.
Probably, but, the shit out of people all year, and the Niners are like, "Come be a starter at our team."
You got a chance of getting on TV and getting seen if you're playing out there. But if you're on the practice squad, then nobody's going to see you do shit. So.
Facts, dude. And then the Waller stories is 1 in a million. So
yep.
I'd rather take my chances. And not only that, dude, a lot of the coaches in the USFL are ex-head coaches anyway. So the ring that they're talking around are people that are still active and still within the NFL. So when they're calling up and saying like, "Hey Marvin, how do you feel about this fucking guy?"
That's why I got Tuli making the team. I think Tuli, if we keep 6 receivers, I think Tuli's making this team just because he's got special teams ability.
Regardless, I think Tuli is a DJ Turner player. I think he makes the team regardless. I think he's on the squad, especially with the loss of Gallup and frickin' Guyton. I don't give a shit. I've said Tuli Griffin is a sleeper you can't pass up on, dude. There's too many guys here. Like, you look at the transition that this whole entire Raiders organization can make at the moment, dude. You got people like Dalton Wagner, 25, 6'8", 320. You have people like Colton Miller, 28, 6'8", 325. Munford, 6'6", 315, 24 years old. Glaze, 21, 6'4", 323. Croker, 23, 6'7", 315. That's just your OTs, bro.
I don't see Dalton.
OT lines right there in the NFL, period. If those guys were all developed and
I think I agree, and I think Andrew Corker can take Dalton's spot.
Players,
yeah.
Dude.
I'm an Arkansas Razorback fan. Like if y'all know that shit by now, but I don't think Dalton Wagner makes this team, man. It was a lot better when he was in Josh McDaniel's system, running that the power zone or power offense. But over here, having to pull and move around and this Y zone just does not fit that big man. He don't have good footwork. He's a bulldozer in the run game, but when it comes to pass blocking and footwork and having to get up to the next level or any of that shit, that's not his MO.
Yeah, and I forgot we even have Jalen McKenzie, dude. So you're right. Wagner's probably off this team. It's probably going to be
I think
it's going to be Munford, Millen, McKenzie, Glaze, and Croker, dude. And they'll probably drop McKenzie to the practice squad, keep Croker. There'd be your 4 and your OTs. Then you're dropping Whitehair, your Jackson, Peta, Farm, Meredith. Johan's been dropped, so that's 4. So it's going to be Meredith, Parham, Pete, and Johnson. So those will most definitely.
Don't forget about James.
No, James is a center. James is a center.
Oh, yeah, so you're just counting just guards for you. Just guards, just the whole inside.
Yeah, it'll just be those 4 because I can't see. I mean, man, don't get me wrong. So look,
I think they're only going to keep 4 guards because a lot of those a lot of our tackles can play guard also if they need to.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's why they're swing players. But
I got us keeping 10 offensive linemen.
I don't know.
Not 10, sorry, 9. I mean, 9.
DJ Glaze can probably be a swing player. Croker.
These special teams rules is
I don't
big.
know, man. Most of these guys are more dominant. Like
we're gonna
McKenzie
see
will play swing for sure. Glaze will play swing. Colton Miller, he's dominant player there.
Dominant
Mumford
left.
is either right or left. He can play either side.
I think with Colton being out in the preseason, we're going to see I'd like to see a lot more of Mumford back at the left spot and see what Glaze has at the right and Coker to see what these guys.
Well, Glaze can play left too. That's the thing. So
I've said Glaze. I mean, Mumford better not sleep on Glaze, bro. Glaze will take that job.
That dude's athletic as hell, and he's powerful.
He was one of the Glaze was a top 5 pass protector last year.
Blocker in college, dude.
Yeah, he only gave up
top 5
2
pass
sacks.
blocker.
He only gave up 2 sacks last year.
Yeah, Glaze ain't a guy to sleep on. That dude right there came
and he
here
played half the season at left and half the season at right. So that 1 year at left and 1 year at right.
He can play just as much on the left as he can on the right.
And Glaze showed up.
Rare as hell.
His footwork is ridiculous, and he's teachable.
Like,
that's
Glaze
the
is
main
ready.
thing. Glaze is teachable. Like in the Senior Bowl, they said he was getting beat, and one of the NFL coaches went over there and was like, "Hey, man, just try this." Showed him a couple things, and they said after that he was locked in, and nobody was getting by him. Like he picked that shit up overnight. Like so, if you can pick up stuff like that, and with the coaching staff we have, like Phil Bond and Craig and Getsy, like. Man, I think that kid's going to be a star pretty soon in this league, especially if Colton Miller, if it's not all fluff and joke, like if he really don't make it to the 27th deadline and we miss him for 4 games, you might see a whole lot more Glazes than we think.
I mean, I know Colton's
Well,
going
that happens.
to
I think you got Glaze or someone that probably put Mumford at left and Glaze at right or something. That happens.
Colton's playing, man. I mean, I don't know what.
Oh, he's definitely playing.
I mean, they've already made reports, 100 reports that if they started the game tomorrow, that Colton would come out and play. They're not. It ain't got nothing to do with him not being able to play. They've already said he knows the system, he knows the deal. It's not worth risking his injury to come out here and play. He's a proven player. They're not going to play him. He's going to suit up. I'll bet $1,000, dude, right this second, because the information I know, he's playing. So has nothing to do with anything of that factor. The factor is they don't want to put him on the field and then him get injured, like you speak about all the time. Don't put a player in preseason, let him get fucking injured,
Yep.
So it's the only reason that they're not. So, but outside of it, I mean, you can go listen to Hondo's shit or any of those dudes. Go listen to the fucking Las Vegas dudes that are on the field that are reporting that all say Colton's ready to go right this minute. Like that's not the issue. It's the issue that they don't want to risk injury for no reason.
Yeah, they said it's just precautionary, but I never believe that shit when it comes to injuries. Like they didn't even tell us he was having off-season shoulder surgery or any of that. So they're always hiding stuff when it comes to that, especially linemen at his age getting up there. They definitely ain't gonna give you the full breakdown for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope it's just
years old, dude, and you had what's his name just retire at 40, and still played at a very high level. Freaking dude for the Rams, fucking what the hell is that dude's name? Freaking he was 42 years old, dude. So I mean, linemen can play for a long time and on the line for sure. And you look at you're looking at Pete and you look at Whitehair. Whitehair's 32, Pete's 30. They're the oldest dudes on that line right now. 32 and 30. Everybody else is 25, 24, 28, 25, 21, 23, 21.
You got to think too, like linemen, as big as those dudes are, when they start getting those, I mean, just look at the history of linemen. When they start getting those injuries, like they just keep stupid things just keep happening. They start getting nicked up, and they.
Hey, I don't lie. I always say NFL, once you breathe injuries breathe
especially
injury.
As a lineman, like when you're that big and man, and if it's
and
a shoulder,
on what it is,
shoulder takes a lot longer to heal than people think. Like shoulder injuries linger, and you can tweak it really, really quick. So, I mean, you got to have two arms. Obviously, he didn't play the last 4 or 5 games because of that injury. I know that surgery, but man, sometimes surgeries don't always work. I know my uncle had surgery on his back 15 times after a car accident because they keep messing it up. And that dude can't even walk no more. So you can't really rely on surgery either. You never know.
Hell no. I've always said, just like chiropractors, once you get them, you have to keep getting them over and over and over. So
But man, I'm
It's a
gonna
problem with
jump
me.
off here. I
Like
appreciate
that's
y'all.
my problem with my injury. I had a fucking knee injury in the early 2000s, and to get it have surgery done at the time, they just didn't have the guarantee that they have right now. So I was like, nope, I ain't doing it, man, because I didn't want to be on a
That's the
cane
same
at
reason
18, 19
same thing
years
I did
old.
playing
Fucking
sport,
have a
fucked up the left
cane.
knee.
Like I'm cool on that. Like now, the injury I got, they can probably go in there and do it, no problem. But the problem is, I've carried the injury for over 20 years, walking on it, everything I've ever done. So yeah, does it bother me still? Yeah, but fuck, you think I want to go and lay on a table and have some dude open me up again? Like I'm cool.
Yeah,
I'm
to
cool with
not
that.
know if it's gonna work or not.
That's exactly the same kind of
I'm not
injury
doing
that I
that,
had.
man. It's too big of a risk when you're too young. Like I have too much of a life, dude. Like I'm not trying to go out there and fucking in my life at 18 years old or 20. You know, like fuck that. What do I have a fucking cane from 20 till 40 or 30 when they can actually do the surgery? Like hell no, I'm cool on that. Sometimes you just gotta sack it up and go on with what it is. I mean, that's just
I hear
what it
you.
is.
I tore my ACL and MCL in my left leg 3 times. I tore this shit in high school playing football. Tore it playing basketball, then tore it again playing football. And was like, I'm done.
Yeah, I pretty much knocked my whole left knee out
My
of whack because
tendons
what happened
walked
is it
them
got
right over
tackled
my
and then
kneecap and blew out my whole entire kneecap, man. I blew up a
that's pretty much
pocket
what
of
I did.
fluid in
Blew
there,
out my knee.
everything. I mean,
I had my shit do that Tyrone, or was it whoever had that the fuck was his name that snapped his leg 90 degrees backwards and that
you saying Garrison Hurst?
No, that was on the Raiders. That remember who's that running back we had that was good as hell, and then he just got tore up and just bended his shit, ended his career, snapped
his knee
completely in half. But yeah, mine did a complete 90 degrees.
I know Garrison Hurst was like
90
that.
degrees
Garrison
sideways.
Hurst had like one of the nasty
Napoleon Kaufman or somebody, one of our running backs back in the day that he was good as hell and he didn't play that long, and then he just snapped his. I think it started with an M or I want to say Wheatley or somebody like that. I can't remember. It'll come to me tomorrow or next day.
I know they had the tight end, man. Like I'm just trying to think of anybody in the NFL. I know like that Garrison Hurst had one of the nastiest foot or like fucking injuries there were and came back and played. Then you had like you had what's his name, the tight end, our tight end actually, and freaking what was the other guy? Alex Smith. Alex Smith had one. Fuck, who else, man?
Yeah, but that running back was nasty. Like they wouldn't even show it on they showed it one time on camera.
I'm telling you, that's how Garrison Hurst's was, man.
They wouldn't even show that shit again. They were like, "Oh my god, we cannot show that." Like that.
Yeah, that's why when you said that, I just feel like you're like the guy you're talking about. It seems like Garrison Hurst because he's the one that had the. And I'm not gonna say it ain't a Raider. I don't recall a Raider player in that I can just remember off the hand. Garrison Hurst's injury was fucking gruesome, man. Like I said, it was pretty nasty.
Was it McCollum?
I don't know. I'd have to Google it, man. To be honest with you, I don't know.
But man, I'm gonna jump off here, dude. I've been streaming for 7 hours and 20 fucking minutes today.
Hell yeah.
I am done with Raider Nation.
Hell yeah, fucking facts, dude. Hey, I appreciate it, bro. And like I said, we'll be live again on Tuesday, man, same time as always. And you're always welcome, man. So I really do appreciate you popping up and being on the show. So really do appreciate it, man. So outside of that, we're just gonna watch some Decameron deal, some Tommy, and hop off too. So we're not too far behind.
Hell yeah, much love, man. Appreciate y'all having me on. Later, Ozzy, if you can hear me. Salute, chat.
Hey, like I say, man, always, man. Like I said, I'll hit you up on Tuesday, the same as I do every day. Hey,
So appreciate it.
Nothing never changes, man. So
love the combo. Love the combo.
Hell yeah. I mean, like I said, I hope you have a great weekend and I hope you have a great night, man. So
you too, my brother.
Yeah. And then so look, I just want to throw on some Decameron Richardson film real quick from Raider Alex. He has a good little video of it out here. So if we can just pop this up real quick, and then I want to watch some Tommy Eichenberg just so it was hitting, and then we can hop off for the night, man. But I really do appreciate everybody that pops in, tunes in, man, supports us, supports the channel. It's growing pretty quick. All of our stuff, it's because of you guys, man. And like I've said, in 2 years, man, we had 10,000 followers on Instagram. I mean, look, dude, we've already restarted this channel to try to give better content, better deal to our people that's more fair. not having all the, biased conversations from other people, just staying on track of what we're looking at in conversation wise. Sometimes it's hard to not pay attention to comments, but don't want to try to do that on here. We don't try to keep it more kid friendly, more, conversation, but I've always said it's hard not to cuss, man. It's really hard. Out of it is what it is.
All the time.
Yeah, my woman been asking me for 10 years, so I mean, it's just yeah,
I got that same problem. Mrs. always tells me I swear too much.
I got 3 kids that are basically telling me to fuck off, so yeah, my kids are too smart, dude. I've said it. Faith, dude, she'll get to the point. I've had to tell her. I literally have to tell her, like, hey, she'll just look at me and she just puts her hand up and she's just like,
yeah, it's not cute.
Fuck
it's not
you.
gonna be
I'm
cute
just
when
like,
she's 15 doing that. I can tell you that right now.
Nah, but hey, I always say it's all good, dude. Everybody's got to learn. She's young. She'll figure it out. As long as she don't do that when she's 10, 12, that's where it matters. Yeah, I've always said little kids, you get it out now because they figure out it's funny, but then you got to teach them that it's the concept of it's not funny, so cuss jar facts, dude. I can't do that. I already put too much money in this already.
you did at least like 20 jars. Like
I'll never have. I don't have a dollar. I will be broke. Like that jar will be so full. I'll be so broke, dude. I'll probably be picking up cans offside the fucking road. Dude. Like, yeah, that ain't working for me. Better be a penny jar, like literally. So I'll throw my dollar right this second, dude. Like here, I'll give you $100 right now. Like, hey, I'm good for a year. So but outside of it, like I said, I just want to put on watch some the Cameron Richardson real quick. Because like I said, this guy isn't a guy to sleep on, man. This guy's got very good speed, dude. He's a great, tall, strong player. He is not afraid to hit a dude. He will knock the dog shit out of somebody. I've said that this guy right here, he's very, very dangerous player, man. And I've said when you come from college and have the traits he has, he just has to be taught player development and, certain things, getting in and out of a route, pressing on a player when not to, things of those. He already got the height. He has the build and he got the speed, man. You cannot it doesn't matter how good you train a player, you can't give him those, So yeah, I said this guy comes with a gift from God. We just make sure he develops those gifts for sure. But if we watch his tape, man, and just see he's aggressive, he's always on top. He can test his people. I've said he has the second, or he actually had a better RAS score than frickin' Mitchell. So Quentin Mitchell. So he was actually, I think, the second or third highest score RAS scored player in the combine.
Second, I think, so, was second overall, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, the guy is not
I think Devonshire was like the 7th or 8th guy in RAS. So both corners were pretty high up there.
He's 12.
Yeah, Devonshire was like 7th or 8th or something.
No, he's 12th. He's like the 12th guy on the list. Yeah, but 12. Still, it's really good because he still was over. He was still over a massive amount of people, and for a 7th round pick to get the 12th highest RAS scored player when you got, 30, 40 dudes already went off the board at that spot. So I think it's pretty dang good. So that's why I think a lot of people, when the draft was over, they said the dark horse of the draft was Devonshire because of his grade and where he was picked at. So like I said, some of these guys, and we'll get tape on Devonshire. I think maybe on Tuesday we'll probably bring him up. Richardson, I kind of want to pay more attention right at the moment because I believe it's between him and Bennett for that spot. I've said the whole time I think Bennett was in that spot leading it to begin with. Before anybody put it out there, I talked about Bennett, and he hopped back on that deal right away as the lead candidate. So like I said, I think Richardson's not a guy to sleep on, man. And there's so much reports on him, dude. And especially like Tucker said, that fool was just foot for foot with them all the way down the deal over the top like nothing, dude. And, and he says the same thing about Jack Jones. That's why, I think that's one of your topics actually. But I don't know if we'll hop to that one tonight, but we'll see. We'll see.
I'm probably going to head off soon. We can bring it up next time.
Yeah, I just want to watch these two and then we can hop off. I just want to more watch the film real quick so we can just grasp a deal of them, So long story short, I'll pop it on real quick and then go from there. Which one was it? Oh yeah, Richardson. And anybody that hasn't subscribed to Raider Alex, man, go give him a subscribe. He's always putting out fire content. He's got fire videos, great deals, man. So if you haven't watched them yet, make sure to go give him a follow. Instagram in YouTube, dude. I've known him for multiple years. He's a really solid dude, man. So, like I've said, if you don't know him yet, you should probably get to know him. So he basically putting out. He's got some good video here on him, man. He highlights them, everything. You'll get to see. I mean, he presses across all the way across the whole entire field. You see how he's got his arm right here, jamming dude, gets the throw, still gets inside to get over the top. A player like Richardson, the thing that I think what makes him so dangerous is he's a player that can be behind when people are looking, but he could instantly be over the top of you in 2 seconds, like literally just be where people think he's beat, and he can just step up and be over the top of somebody there. So I think when you're looking at the players we have to play in our own division and height, and then you got people like Worthy, you got people like Hollywood, you're going to have people like Quinton what is it, Jones? Is it Johnson? It's Johnson, right? Frickin' Quentin Johnson over there with the Chargers. Quinton Johnson, I think's his name. But long story short, dude, you got a lot of height and big players.
Yeah, Quinton Johnson, so we're saving for the Chargers.
And you know, I've always said having the height and the speed of players, it's always good to have, man. So to me, I'm hoping that this kid develops. I hope he develops into a great player, man. And he has the special traits to do it. But let's just be real. You know, like a lot of people that come to our team, man, they can.
Are you talking about the corner Asante Samuel for the Chargers?
No, I'm talking about the wide receiver Johnson.
Oh, the wide receiver. Oh, yeah, Quentin Johnson.
Not, you know, like that's play right here. You look at it, how he was burnt on that play. He got burnt, but man, did you see how fast he caught that dude, man? Like he wasn't letting that dude get yardage on him, man. Like it's things like these where he plays off so far, or he gets behind on the juke move. It's little moves like that kind of get this guy caught up. So like I've said, I think what would be best is if Bennett is a year in developed. He comes in and then he plays behind him, you know, because to have a guy like this playing behind him that can develop into a superstar starter, man, I mean, I would do it in a heartbeat, man. Like, I just think this guy's tangibles, it's too hard to just pat. Like, I hope he can develop, man. And you got a guy like Manning and all them that can get it out of him. I mean, man, I hope he gets it.
Ricky Manning, yeah.
Yeah. It's just sometimes it gets lost in the play, man. It's like things like that where he's not looking, you know, like you have to look for the ball. You got to know where it's at, man. So it's just little things of those. But when you're looking at like plays like that, see, if he knew to play better, he would have hopped that like Jack Jones. Jack Jones would have hopped that deal. Charles Woodson would have hopped that, took it straight to the house, man. Like plays like that, he has the height and the speed. He could have just undercut him from behind and jumped the route in front of him. It would have been pick six all day. And I think the thing that gets him, like where you can see it is like he's fast. He gets right there, dude. But you look at it when it comes to identifying the ball, it looks like he gets discombobulated. Like he looks like he doesn't have that, oh, there's the ball, whack, you know, like that corner grasp, you know. But do you have my head still? Damn, look at you. You squatting up. Are you squatting up or what? You got a whole squad up there?
These are Savannah's friends.
Damn. My woman over here is squatting up with some kids and shit. I look over here, she got a whole four-man team shit going on.
You know what Lily asked Savannah? She said, can I play with your mom? I put faith on this. Close enough.
I think it's hell funny. You got a whole squad of these dudes like, let's go.
I thought it was funny when Lily heard me pop on and I was talking to you or somebody. She's like, are you a girl? Like, I've never heard another girl on here.
That's hell funny.
It's like, well, she's like, she said, my parents don't let me add adults with like my kids play. I just play when they're not playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She's like, all right, I can bet your kids.
Yeah.
Little weird ass. No, I'm just kidding.
Lily is cool.
I'm just kidding, man.
Yeah, Lily's cool. Right? Bully.
Dude, here all the time. Private shit too.
Little baby.
Yeah.
Baby. Like, what?
Faith, man, she's gonna be tough, dude. Little tough ass little kid.
They all already are.
All right, let's hop over to some Tommy. Let's watch some Tommy film real quick, man. Watch this guy get after it. Let's see. He said or she said what happened to Rebel. Rebel went to sleep. He said that he'd been on for 7 hours streaming because he was streaming earlier with Chris and them, and then hopped up over here. So he said that he was gonna hop off and go to sleep for the night, and then he'll be back on Tuesday, I guess. And then pretending like you for Zeus, motherfuckers.
I'm probably gonna head off now, bro, because I think I need to take my dog for a walk.
All right, man. Have a good night or a good day, actually, because you're in Australia.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Well, it's getting to night time. It's like 4 o'clock.
Yeah, good day, mate, huh? Well, for real, it's good day, mate, because it's good day, and over here, it's good night.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, 11:30. I'm just gonna watch the Tommy Eichenberg highlight real quick, and then go from there. So.
No worries, man. Yeah, we'll bring up the other topics next time.
Yeah, shit, we got a whole list of them over here still.
Yeah.
Shit, I mean, there's Devonshire.
I had a few today.
Shit, there's probably 5 ones still over there. So even if I don't come up with nothing next week, I'd still have 5 of them over here already.
Yeah, facts.
All right, so basically, I was going to show the highlights on Tommy Eichenberg, man. So a lot of people, peace, man, appreciate it. I was going to basically.
No worries, man. I'll probably listen in on the thing as I'm walking the dog.
So basically, all right, heck yeah. So a lot of people are saying in camp and how he's talking, like Tommy, very good communicator. He's always talking with people. He's always going around communicating with other people. He's just trying to go out and get to know everybody and anybody. So I think the thing when you got a guy like Eichenberg is like when you have him that young and develops that fast, and like I said, goes around, gets to know everybody, team player, wants to know every person around, positions, what they're doing, how they're feeling. There's been just so many people that said like, hey, this dude is not a first year player. Like they swear this dude's like an old soul playing in the game. They say his peripheral vision is insane. The way that he adapts to the field and players is crazy. They say this guy can be looking forward and just see dudes way out over here like nothing. They said that he actually was out there changing players on the field, and people were just ecstatic because they were like, how in the hell do you can't teach that? They're like, you just can't teach that. Dude's a 4-day camp guy, and he's already moving players on the line out here to put them in places to, how benefit the team. So, when you look at a guy like Tommy Eichenberg, that was just a straight steal in the draft, and you get the steals like, Bowers and Eichenberg and so on. The thing is like, how many of them are going to develop? It's like you're lucky that you get them, and sometimes when you get them, they will, and there's chances they won't. But to get multiple of them in the same exact draft that are needed personnel in certain positions, it's like how do you do that? Like how do you take that? So like for me, I'm hoping, just like a lot of people are saying, Eichenberg is going to make the roster. He's going to get playing time. He's going to be in the special teams for sure. Like that's where they think that he's most definitely going to get designated for sure. Is going to be in the special teams department, and then after being in the special teams, then he's going to get third down reps on like that. So they've already said that he'll most likely be on that team, be in the roster. So for me, I just want to watch some highlights so people can see basically how he calls, how he runs the field, how he gets after people. Like this guy got attitude. Like he got attitude, and he don't. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he lokes up on some people straight up here in the NFL that are veteran players and whoop their ass. I mean, he got mean attitude, man. So long story short, either way, I'm gonna pop it up and then go from there. This guy, he's just a freaking. This guy's a straight freaking machine, man. When you look at this guy come through the line like that, I mean, this guy's all over his shit, man. He don't mess around. This guy got great vision, dude. He's going to stack up right next to Spillane like no one's business. Look at him. Come here. I mean, this guy just has seek and destroy written all over him. He just has seek and destroy written all over him, man. He doesn't play around. He just gets off people, and once he gets a hold of you, he's not going to let go of you. Like, this guy, he's just ruthless, man. Every time. He's got such solid structure, man. When he goes in and gets a dude, his tackling, the way he squares up on a guy, the way that he knows, okay, this guy bigger, get underneath him. I mean, the way he wraps up. I mean, this guy, he just has, I mean, like I said, we got so lucky to get him. I don't even know how we got him, to be honest with you guys. Like, I don't know how we were lucky enough to draft him. I don't know how people were dumb enough to let him get by. So we've been lacking at this position for so long, and then to get a guy like this with AP, oh man. He can get interceptions, he can get sacks, man. I mean, he's got great coverage, great run. I mean, boom. That dude dirted that dude. I mean, look at him. He's face down. He's out. Damn. He said, night-night. I wonder why they showed that one. I mean, that wasn't even Tommy. I mean, why did they show that? Why they even show that one? I want to go see that again, though. Did Tommy get that play out, or like what? Why did they? He's at 35 right there, so I don't know. Oh, they got it because he picked it up. I mean, that dude dirted him, dude. I mean, he said face down, ass up, dude. Like literally. Damn. He straight dogged that fool. He was weak anyways. He got hit from the side, dude, and that fool crumbled like that. So he ain't too strong to begin with. I want to watch it for another one. There was another video of him. I think this one here. This guy, he's not this one. Not this guy's. I don't like watching people shit that got some other dude on the screen, obviously. Is that dude? That was it, huh? No, we just watched no, we didn't watch his, huh? We just watched, well, we did watch Raider Alex. Again, if you want to give Raider Alex a follow, always putting out fire content. I'm trying to see if we just watched this one. I don't think we watched the linebacker. All right, let's see this shit. See, it'll be plays like that. You hope that he didn't even look like he wrapped him up, man, to be honest. Like, he didn't even look like he wrapped him up. Didn't look like he did much, man. Like, ooh, did he see that? Did he see that? Boy, he got some great awareness on that one. Oh, got dogged, though. Oh. Got out there, got pushed down to the outside. It's against a hardball offensive line. Oh, misses a wide open field tackle like nothing. Like, look at that. Who does that? You know how pissed off I'd be, man. If that happened in the NFL, that guy would probably be gone for a touchdown. So I surely hope he don't do no shit like that. I hope he does a lot of that shit right there. That's what I hope he does. Seek and destroy. He most definitely don't want him missing a dude in the wide open like that. I mean, let's go. I mean, he just gets after it, man. I ain't gonna lie. That guy just gets after it. Nice. That fool just shoved him straight over and into him, like straight up. Uh, 22 got KO'd. Back, dude. Facts. Hey, he just got put up in. I mean, he just got dirted, bro. He just freaking. That reminded me of Chris Tucker on Friday. He got knocked the fuck out. Straight facts, man. I mean, he got dogged, bro. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. That fool got dogged. I mean, like, you watch this guy, man. I mean, he makes some costly mistakes. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but it's plays like these where you're in the line, or when he gets through into the backfield, or he gets off at the edge. When he is on target, this guy, I mean, once he gets a hold of you, I mean, he's not obviously you're not going nowhere. So he has some great tackling when he gets a hold of you. Then, like, his getting after you, he's got great speed, for sure. I mean, his problem is that when he misses big. Like that's the problem with that guy. When he misses big. Like, he's not gonna just give up a little bit. He's gonna give up like a whole lot of bit, you know. Salute Anthony, Rebel, he went to sleep, man. And like people are just saying, this guy right here, man, they just say like the kind of person he is, how quiet, and just how much he wants to learn and talk to everybody, learn everything, man. Like, they say this dude just an old soul, man, and a young body is pretty much how they label this guy. Like, he's here for business. And I just think, like, when you're coming from college, man, you're kind of building your, you know, like who you are, building up your body, getting trained and taught a certain way. He's going to come here, man. He's going to have, again, you're going to have dudes like freaking Max Crosby, Diablo, Spillane, you know, Luke, all these guys, man, that are going to be able to get him NFL going. I mean, this guy, he can be dangerous. He can be a really big key to our team too. So I just think to get this guy, it was a steal. Like, plays like that. I mean, plays like that. Can you imagine, man? Like, you know, Kermit over there thinks like they're going to come over here and do something to us. And I just keep thinking in my head, yeah, okay, they bring in dudes like this. They bring in the pressure like that. You ain't going nowhere, bro. Like, you can talk all you want, but when you're getting murdered up in the backfield or trying to run to your outside and dudes like this are coming after you. See, first off, it was just Malcolm and Max trying to chase you down. Now you're going to have like 5 dudes going to chase you down, dude. So, ooh, it's going to be a really tough deal for him over there, man. This kid right here, he can develop in the first year, and he's going to get playing time for sure. So, I mean, like I've said, whenever he misses big. But boy, when this guy commits and he gets you, it matters. He gets you in the backfield big time. I mean, you look how he chased that dude off the edge right against the line, straight to him in that backfield, 10-yard loss. I mean, that's really good. He didn't get wide or nothing. He cut the straightest line he could. I don't know, man. I like him a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, like I always say, man, I appreciate you all stopping by, man. Friggin' gonna hop off. We already talked about a bunch of shit. So either way, we got a bunch more to talk about on Tuesday. We'll probably have much more from camp and more conversation. So I've always said I really do appreciate everybody that stops by, supports us, watches our video, gives us a like, dislike, comments. I don't care, it is what it is, but really do appreciate it. And like I've said, if you don't belong to our Instagram, Discord, any of our other platforms, make sure to go and join them, man. We got a bunch of content all the time on all the platforms. So like I said, really do appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a great weekend, man. Don't drink and drive, and we'll catch you on Tuesday, man, at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. From the Moon to the Tune, Raider Nation till I die, baby. Peace out. And Tommy's going to be a beast, man. So mark it.